Esports.
We're here. We
No,
returned.
I don't think it started. Oh, it has? Oh,
Yeah.
shiitake.
He said
What's
three, two,
going
one. He
on?
counted us
Okay, but
in.
then he said, "Oh wait." He said, "Oh wait."
I think you
After
just need
this.
to do it over again. Just do it over again.
Okay, what's going on, Aurora Esports? We're here with season
Five?
3,
Oh
5,
wait.
4,
Four,
Five.
4,
four.
4.
4 grand finals, and we got an amazing match of the New Zealand Numbys versus the Zealous Zeniths. Someone else say something now.
All right, I'll say something. I'll say a lot of things. I'm great at saying things. I'm back, people. I took a 3-month hiatus from Overwatch to go play other games, and I stopped kidding myself and came back just in time to to be on the desk of this grand finals. Who else is on it? I'm also joined by Nutty.
Hello.
Yeah, Nutty.
Yep, that's my name. I'm Nutty.
Nuttyr? Is it actually?
Yeah.
I just shortened it.
It's
By the
Nuttier.
way.
You can just
Nuttier.
call me Nut, actually.
He is the nut now. I hereby dub thee nut. And Radiation Dog. At least that's Discord name.
On prod. We got Radiation Dog on
Oh,
the
that's Riddle.
production.
That's RiddleDog. Okay.
And we got SageViper on the other part of the desk. Your match
Yep.
is casted by Fujiwan or FlamboJambo and
Yeah.
War Hyper, aka War.
Yep. Anyway, let's look at. I don't know if we're doing Preds yet. Are we doing Preds or are we talking about the teams first?
Probably talk. Let's
All right.
talk about the teams.
So I've missed the entirety of the season, except for game 1. I casted the first game of the entire season. I casted the last game of the entire season. I assure everybody, as for future seasons, I will be casting more. I was just really hyped for the league that imploded. Feels bad. Onto this. Looking at our rosters, I actually know people. This is awesome. Because usually I don't know anybody in grand finals. We got the Zealous Zeniths, captained by my old captain from last season, Akua, before I started my hiatus. I'm sorry about that, Akua.
Oh.
I don't think I was contributing much, but at the same time, it still felt bad to leave mid-season.
Did you
I
Yeah.
feel
leave
like someone else
mid-season?
was the captain of that team.
It
Yeah.
says on this public sheet that the captain is Akua.
No.
I
Last
think the
season.
last team. It might have been.
Yeah,
It might have been someone else.
The
It
Valentine?
might have been. Yeah,
Oh,
it might have been someone
You're
else
right.
that's
He
in
wasn't.
this call.
He wasn't our captain. He was our ace, but he was not our captain.
Yeah, it might have been someone else that's in this call right now.
It was. Wait, was it you?
Yeah, it's me.
I didn't wait. I don't recognize you because you keep changing your nicknames. I'm
Unlucky.
sorry, Captain.
Okay, but yeah, so they have Akua, Corey, Nathan, Frosty, BOON1E, and Ballsack Joe.
Balesack Joe.
Balesack Joe.
Yep.
And, their star players, obviously, Akua,
Yeah.
Corey, Nathan, and then BOON1E on tank, who
Former
has
MVP
had-
of the league.
former MVP, has had mixed results.
They've got 2 former MVPs on the team, right? In BOON1E and Nathan. Only one can play tank at a time, though. Unfortunately, they can't. This is an Overwatch one. They can't run them both at the same time on tank.
We should have
if we're being honest, Akua should have got MVP that one season where he didn't get it. That it might have been rigged.
Yeah,
But,
I think eventually. Sorry.
it's
been a while since I've casted. I'm not picking up on stuff. I was gonna chime in and say we should have an Overwatch 1 custom mode league where we do 6v6. I think that'd be very fun.
I'm anti 66.
I'm
Anyways, should we move on to the next team, the New Zealand Zeniths?
Let's try.
New Zealand Numbys.
Yeah. I mean, like Zealand, Zealous.
Yeah, it's a Z. Close enough. We'll give you half credit.
Headed by
You just gotta show your work.
Rova or Jack. It says I'm gonna go by Jack because that's what it says on all the other stuff.
They're Jack in game.
I see some familiar faces that I've played with. Centurion. I played with him my first season here, back in I think season 1 of Aurora Esports. Flambo got me in. And Kevin, who I have played with, actually not in Aurora Esports, but instead in Madison Esports and on the collegiate level.
Whoa.
He's really good. And for a while, he was also my boss. Back when I was an analyst, before I was even a tank player, during my sophomore year, he was my boss because he was team captain and he let me analyze stuff.
Epic.
I might be getting my years mixed up. I think I was an analyst freshman year. I know that with Wild Wolf. Okay, I'm wrong, but we've worked together on multiple occasions to get events for Madison Esports. That's what matters.
Yeah, that's what matters. Okay, do you want to move on to predictions?
Yeah. I don't have preds.
I think I'm technically the first prediction. So
Okay.
if we look at it, I predict the New Zealand Numbys to win 4-1. Wait, I said Numbys, right? Yeah. I said
Yes.
Numbys, right? They're gonna win 4-1. Sidon's good. Akua's good. Sidon and friends will pull ahead though.
Who's second? Am I second?
I've got the same thing.
Nuttyr's got the exact same thing.
I've got Numbys 4-1. I think they'll be the second ever team to finish with a perfect season. I think this is very winnable for the Zeniths. I think they match up well into them. I think Akua is as good as anybody if you want someone to try and disrupt a pocketed DPS, which is likely what we'll see out of Sidon. That's what they've been doing all season. It's been working really well for them. They can just have Kevin play deep on an off angle and have Dire play some self-sufficient tanks like Doomfist. And it's worked really, really well for him. However, the Zeniths do play a lot of a good dive. And I think that's a good comp to try and counter what the Numbys want to do. So even though I have the Numbys at 4-1 here, I think they're a really strong team, and I think they should win. I think that if the Zeniths end up winning, I would not be surprised at all.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'm eating these Haribo gummy bear sours, and I gotta say, raspberry flavored ones are by far the worst. The rest of the flavors are good, but raspberry sucks.
I was just flashbanged by words there. I did not expect that to be what
those are like my go-to snack. I won't lie. That's those Haribo sour gummies.
It's
so
my
good.
first time having them.
Oh, I found Gushers recently again, like in my Quick Trip. They just have them.
Oh, I love Quick Trip. I showed my roommate Quick Trip for the first time recently.
Oh, that's awesome. My sister's a manager,
so many times.
So I get a familial discount.
I showed it to her, and then the next like week and a half we went 5 times for dinner.
Yeah, they have really good dinner. Back when I'd have class until like 8 p.m., I would end my weeks with the 2-piece chicken from Quick Trip.
Oh, ours doesn't have that. Ours has like taquitos and like hot dogs and then like pizza.
Oh, ours also has that. We have
burgers. No chicken though.
Yeah, like I gotta say this. Quick Trip has low-key like really good fried chicken.
I've had it.
Anyway, I need to say my pred.
Yeah.
I think me and one other person are the only. I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been War or Flambo. I actually have Zeniths winning 4-2. It's all Akua. Akua has convinced me after playing with him for like 6 weeks that he can do anything. He can deadlift this. I didn't know that the Numbys had a perfect season when I made that prediction, but I'm not backing out.
Okay. Now we have some people. Are they going to talk about their Freds, or are we just bringing them up right now? Okay. So we got FlamboJambo, who preded the Zeniths.
Okay, it was me and Flambo.
Wait, no, I don't know. Put it up. Okay. Predicted the Numbys to win 4-2. Complete opposite of Zaften. Honestly, he copied our homework.
Yeah, I mean, he changed it a little bit to not be suspicious, but you know.
Yeah, same with War. Riddle's actually
just
the one
copied
that did
off of Flambo. We've just got a copying chain here, actually.
Yeah, because I predicted first,
it was
so
me
the
and
rest of you guys
Riddle.
were copying me. Now Riddle's predicting a Giga Big that I surely hope doesn't happen, because this is way too late of a game.
I absolutely wish this will happen because I got nothing better to do this evening. I mean,
And then the
probably some
community.
homework, but
I bet the community predicted 83% in the favor of the Numbys.
I don't
Wait,
know.
was I right? Oh, I was right. Okay, I remember it earlier, so I knew it was in the 80s, but I didn't know if it's 83, 86, 84, 87, 85, 87, 88,
You just
89,
okay. Yep.
81, or 82.
Me
Don't
and
forget
RiddleDog,
83.
the Zeniths of the
Well, I said
Zenith.
83.
Yeah, but say it again. Just to be safe, you know?
Anyways,
Yep.
so how do we have any status on the game, or how long do I got to keep stalling for?
Well, I mean, oh yeah, you're right. We are running a bit late. I lost track of time as we were just talking about.
Riddle, can you
I
invite
see
me to the lobby?
Panini is a fellow Zenith enjoyer, believer. Panini, we got this. Finally, have access to the chat. Come on, work bandage.
I'm on Mythical Duck. Okay, okay. For everyone in chat, you can add me Mythical Duck 21825. It's my new main.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna post this here. I posted it in general a couple weeks ago, but Gigantic is coming back, and I'm definitely gonna play that one on release.
You know what's crazy? Have you ever spelled ginormous? Ginormous looks so weird.
You're right. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Like, write out ginormous once. It's so weird.
It's one of those words you don't think about, and then then you actually have to write it out, and it's just like GIGN.
No, it's GINOR, ginormous. It's spelled out the way that, like, if you sound it out, it's right.
Oh, okay.
It just looks so weird. And then it was weird. I spelled it out, and I was like, wow, that's so weird. And then, like, a week later, I saw a Twitter post talking about the word ginormous. So
Okay, let's
like
go to the
super weird.
casters.
All
Are
right.
we moving to the casters?
We're moving to the casters.
All
Why?
right. We'll see all of you.
Because I think they're getting ready to play.
No, we don't need to do that. We can take over the cast.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Riddle and the desk. We're here live. I'm FlamboJambo, joined with the incredible War. I'm not sure if he's on my left or on my right, but we're going to have an awesome game today. Again, I'm doing play-by-play. I'm FlamboJambo. And yippee, grand finals. We're so excited. Hi, War.
How's it going, Flambo? I mean, grand finals, you said it yourself, man. This is going to be an absolute showdown. We got the #1 seed team from both
Undefeated.
divisions.
On Numbys, too.
Yeah, undefeated on Numbys, too. And Zealous Zeniths were undefeated in their division as well. Out of division, we don't talk about that. But, you know, we have two teams who have basically done it all. And they have one thing that they are looking for, and that is going to be this grand championship for season 4 of Aurora Esports.
Well, I'm certainly excited because we definitely are looking into the clashes of the Titans today. You know, again, everyone I think in preseason rankings had these two teams at least in top 3, if not top 2. So, you know, we are definitely seeing all of these excellent players on both these rosters. Again, I don't think I've seen a weak look from either of these teams really this season. So, with patch 9, with all these changes, it's going to be super exciting to see how well these teams play, how they lock in. And, you know, maybe we could be seeing a 7 or 8 map series.
Yeah, I think we both were on the side of predicting the 4-2 series in favor of the New Zealand Numbys. But as we were talking about as the desk was talking, it could easily go the other way. The Zealous Zeniths, especially, if they get momentum, if they find a composition that works against the New Zealand Numbys, they can easily start to build momentum. And we've seen some maps, the New Zealand Numbys, especially these control maps. Obviously, they got their pick with Ilios here, but they have seemed to struggle on.
Not Ilios, actually. Not Ilios.
Not Ilios, but every other control map. So luckily they were able to get the pick on this one. Wait, it's not Ilios, it's Busan.
It's Busan, yes.
Wait, they trolled us. Wait, I swear they were talking about Ilios the entire time. Is this a 200 IQ Numbys play, maybe?
No, I think it was the joke because the inside information, Cal or Sidon does not like Ilios. He would rather not play the game than play on Ilios. So I think that was just a little bit of trollage going on. But again, I'll leak a little bit of Scrimbucks again. We were on teams helping the Zeniths warm up, and the Zeniths look pretty good on Ilios. We'll see what both teams come in. I'm not going to leak any rosters yet because they could be watching the stream excited. I know a lot of people could, again, very exciting game for all these members. They're happy to be here. They're excited to play. So I won't leak what I saw from them the other day or in their scrim, but again, both teams have shown very consistent on this map, very strong on this map. So I think this is an excellent starter, and it will definitely start out this match very strong.
And the good thing about BOON1E is you can do really all sorts of different looks. In my opinion, it's one of the most versatile control maps with the differences between very, very close range that you see in Mecha Base versus other maps where it's extremely wide open. You're playing for like a long sightline look or like more of a dive look, for example. So I think this map really is going to favor wherever team's going to be more adaptable, not necessarily with their composition, but with their playstyle and how they are looking to play this out throughout this entire series.
Yeah. I think we're still waiting on some R's from both these teams, so we can keep talking. I'm that's what we're here for, right? So interestingly enough, it does look like Kevin will be in starting on this roster for the New Zealand Numbys, as well as BOON1E starting in on the tank with Nathan on support for the Zeniths. Normally on control, they like to have Centurion in on Busan. Again, not the best for Widow angles, but you can kind of swap around. I think they're playing mostly around Dyer on this map to allow Dyer to either kind of pick what tank they want to play, what style they want to play, and really just have that. If something's not working or if changes need to be made, you're looking at Dyer a lot of times on this New Zealand Numbys, and they've definitely had a fantastic showcase so far this season as we are heading in 100% now.
Yeah, officially going in. We know the map choice is going to be Busan, and I feel like we can also start to unpack what these two teams want to run as. See if I can figure out which exact map they're on here, but typically the New Zealand Numbys go for more Sig, Orisa based comps. Well, if you have BOON1E on tank, you're looking at either a Doomfist or a Ball or a Ramatra. But it looks like he might be starting out on the Doomfist look here, and I really like that as an adaptation against specifically the New Zealand Numbys, just because they have a backline that is more susceptible.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, War, just for a second, but it does look like we are in the wrong code, so we will be sent back very briefly here. As I adjust my sound, I'm sorry, chat, that I'm muffled here.
It's all good. We just gotta get to the technical difficulties,
They do not have Malga in the game currently, so they are restarting quick to fix that. As again, we do see Dyer coming out, starting on this Orisa. Again, they like kind of this Orisa look. They like all that. BOON1E was playing Ball in the scrim, so I don't know if he does come out on that Doomfist or if it was just a starting selection, and then we'll swap over to that Ball. But again, I think the game plan for the Zeniths in this game is they are going to try to find Raspberry in that backline, find Kevin in that backline, playing very, very aggressive, force the 3v5 as much as they can. Because again, you have these great players on both these teams, and their win condition is try to blow up in that engage as fast as possible, get the picks, and make it happen.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting though is I feel like Raspberry and Jack are getting better at flexing around to different supports. I know that Raspberry started off as only really Life Weaver, but has now been flexing around to the Moira, to the BAP, so can definitely have some more flexible choices. Same with Jack, now even looking at Lucio, Zen characters he wasn't really considering playing before. Now that the meta has become more favorable for them, they definitely want to play whatever they can. And this is BOON1E coming out with a potential Malga look? No, it's not. He's back on Ball. We got some honest Overwatch, as honest as you can with Ball in the map.
All right, well, very early control, obviously taken by this faster combo. Actually, Nuttyr matching the ball. Looking for some of these picks here as Corey now set up on this high ground, trying to find something here. Kevin on this Widow, set up on high, a nice deflect by Corey to not die, but Nathan picked off immediately by Nuttyr. That's first pick here for the New Zealand Numbys as Corey still going after Kevin, chasing him across this map. Not quite able to find him yet. Frosty in a little bit of trouble, but Raspberry now also falling from BOON1E. Both teams now down their flex support. In this kind of scrappy early fight here. Nuttyr falling very low, but Sidon finds Corey in that backline trying to protect Kevin. But now Akua taking that trade, and Kevin with a headshot finds Akua. Frosty also falls from Cal, and now the Numbys are pouncing onto this point. It's just BOON1E there trying to contest as long as he can, but will roll away, and Numbys with early control on this point.
And that's the advantage having Kevin set up onto this high ground. It's very, very hard to engage. Really, only Corey is the one person that can get up on to the boost on high ground, but as you saw in that fight, he wasn't able to stay up there that long. The Numbys peel was just too good. When you have a Kiriko that can just TP, Lucio who can just speed back up, it's a very versatile comp.
Both Tracers do have Pulse Bomb, by the way, as BOON1E going in, looking for a slam. Does hit Kevin. Kevin a little bit of trouble, but now booped back by Nuttyr. Nuttyr there with a nice peel, and Frosty gets picked by Kevin while on that leg. Oh, Kua's Pulse Bomb does miss. Won't connect on anything as all of the Zeniths are half HP or lower right now. Fighting this out. Cal also missing that Pulse Bomb on Nathan. Nathan teleporting away, but will fall on that headshot by Cal on the follow-up. And the healing is still there on Nuttyr. Akua will find Cal with that nice trade. But it's still now numbers in favor of the Numbys as BOON1E going after Kevin as Frosty will fall to Nuttyr. It's just BOON1E on this point. Akua trying to help on Kevin in the backline. A nice one clip by Akua, but BOON1E is so low, has to roll away. It's just Jack and Nuttyr now. But Raspberry coming back on the Lucio, close to a beat as well. If they can build it up, it's really big. BOON1E trying to pressure out Jack, but Jack's nice and healthy, has that cleanse to make it happen. Nuttyr commits the mines on point, try to clear people off. Force BOON1E to be alone here. BOON1E still half HP. Both Kirikos investing their gate, trying to find anything here. BOON1E with the mines as well. A nice separation by him. Akua with another Pulse Bomb, won't find anything but Kevin, or still has it. The mines find Raspberry. Kevin will, BOON1E falls. A nice beat by Frosty, keeping everyone nice and healthy as now the ultimates are coming through. Jack falling so low in that backline, has so much pressure on him. Will fall to Akua. And the New Zealand Numbys, as Nuttyr does find Frosty, the New Zealand Numbys will end up losing this point. Cal trying to stay alive as long as they can. We'll get it to a 90. As Raspberry actually coming in as well for one last touch. Gets it to 96%, but the Zeniths with point control in both DPS.
The individual efforts there from the Numby is absolutely incredible. There were multiple times during that fight where the Zealous Zeniths could have taken the advantage. They could have pressed the advantage, but you had Nuttyr just on your backline. You had Sidon on your backline, just doing so much work. And throughout that, you also have to watch out for Kevin, as he does get engaged on there. The Pulse Bomb, unfortunately, is going to be missed. He's going to be able to grapple back up to the high ground. Team's going to be able to reset as this fight begins.
Raspberry needs to be careful. The blade comes out. We'll find Raspberry at the start of the fight. Nuttyr finds Nathan, and Kevin finds Corey, but Cal's also dead to Akua. The mine's out from Nuttyr on point, try to separate, extend this fight. Akua very low, Frosty very low on high ground. Akua will fall in that mine. Frosty falls off the map. A nice boop by Nuttyr here. It's just the balls on point, and the point will now flip in favor of the Numbys as the clock keeps ticking. I don't think anyone can touch.
And even if they can, they're going into two ultimates. It's going to be
tick. No, they don't touch.
And they do not touch, and New Zealand Numbys are going to be able to capture this first round at least, as they wanted to go to downtown, and that's exactly where they took them. But now they're going to have to do a map that is maybe a little bit less Widow-centric. I'm sure they're very happy that they got these two maps in a row, because these are the best ones that they can run Kevin on Widow with.
Yeah, and I think the even bigger thing that it's good for the Numbys as well, because the Zeniths, you know, they've been looking really good with this on Ramatra look that they've, and you know, BOON1E definitely likes the last map. I can't, but you know, we'll opt for the Diva here actually. I guess again, more dive onto Kevin while also a little bit more peel on Cal. So Akua also swapping over onto the Soldier off of Genji, or well, yeah. So Corey's off the Genji on Tracer, and Akua swapping over on Soldier as an early dive onto Jack. Jack falls very low. Will get healed up, but Kevin now under so much pressure. Raspberry needs to be careful inside all four of them. Raspberry will fall. They get the mech of BOON1E. but I think your Lucio is more hurtful to lose here, as Corey now fighting on point, but the point will still go in favor of the Numbys first. Cal on this nice off angle, trying to find Akua here. Nice knockup on a Nathan, forces the cleanse, but Jack will fall. Got a little bit too aggressive there as Akua just pelting in the damage. Dire and Sidon also now fall to Corey, and Akua finds a second as well by Kevin, and the DPS line are looking so good for the Zenith.
They are, but the space that was taken by BOON1E on that very, very long rotate, they basically took the high ground in front of the New Zealand Numbys side of the map and then just held that the entire time, didn't press the advantage too early, and eventually won the fight by time. So that was a really good look. The Zealous Zeniths are going to be able to take the advantage, but it's Sidon you have to worry about. It's just constantly on the back line. Corey and Frosty doing their best to mark that down, but they're not going to be able to find anything just yet. Recall is going to be forced.
Now to help, and so is Raspberry. Now Frosty forced into the 1v4, will fall as Dire going even deeper, trying to find Nathan here. Cal falling very low, has the pulse bomb if needed, but will get healed up soon. The pulse bomb comes out. Will find Nathan. Raspberry finds Akua with the skill orb, and Kevin finds Corey. Raspberry will also clean up with the pick on the BOON1E. So Numbys, this point is just flipping back and forth so quick.
I feel like the Zeniths right now are investing a bit too much into Sidon. You can't just have half your team just peel onto him. I know that might be what you need to deal with this caliber of player, but at the same time, they give up their positioning and allow Dire to hit these insane engages on ball.
Rush is used by Jack early, the visor by Akua to match, but Akua falling so low. Jack will fall. Cal finds Akua. Akua now in the out of the fight. Frosty has the beat if needed. Kevin, sights now just ran out. It's still a 4v4 here, but the dive is on to Kevin, but he finds Frosty first. Cal will fall to Nathan, a nice headshot into that fight. Nathan finding two here, commits the rush as well, and they'll clean it up. It's just Dire on the point, trying to hold for as long as possible, get a few more percentage. Nice slam, but this will tilt once more to Zenith's point.
And that's really big for the Zeniths because they hold on to two massive ultimates. They still have the Diva Bomb. They still have the beat. Two ultimates with amazing sustain. Obviously, Sidon coming very close to this Pulse Bomb, and Raspberry almost with the Coalescence. That's going to be big to open up the fight, but when both can be countered with a single ultimate, Frosty's beat. I'm looking for Frosty to go massive in this fight.
Yep, point is forced here by Cal. Pulls the out now out of this fight, but Dire might be a little bit of trouble in a 4v1 right now, but has the shields, will stay alive. Cal built up that pulse bomb as well as Corey. Nathan falling very low. Pulse bomb comes out, won't quite find anything. Forces the beat by Frosty, but Corey falls first. The Coalescence as well by Raspberry, keeping everyone nice and healthy. This point's now going, or this fight's now going towards the point for Frosty. In a little bit of trouble, no longer has that beat. The D-Mech on to BOON1E, but Akua finds Raspberry first. Akua with a nice off angle finds Kevin as well. The remake from BOON1E stays alive, has the mine from Dire to separate off this point, but Jack will fall. Point ticking will flip actually, even though the fight was won by the Zeniths here, and I'm not sure if they can touch.
I don't think they can. It's going to take an extremely heroic effort into the Akua visor. There is going to be a single touch by Raspberry with the fade, but I don't think there's going to be anything to follow it up. So the Zealous Zeniths do manage to tie this up 1-1, and I think that momentum is going to really shift in the Zenith's favor because now we're entering Mecha Base. This is going to be the most brawl-favored map that you could ask for in Busan. This is looking fairly good for the Zeniths.
Yeah, this is definitely their favorite map, right? As we do see the full swap from Dire, Cal May. So we do see the BOON1E Ramattra as well as the Akua on May, Corey on Sojourn. So I think the winner of this map is really going to be honestly decided between Kevin and Corey of who gets the better off angles, who finds at the starts of the fights, and how well are they going to progress against Zeniths, one of the best brawl teams.
Differences in both comps. I mean, you have Dire on the Orisa, very, very sustainable character, and Macho sustainable as well. But I mean, Nathan versus Jack, the healing potential is going to be much different there.
Cal is caught out very early, got walled off by Akua. Will fall to Nathan here. Wall's used again. Kevin falling low now as in this 4v5, the Zeniths have such good positioning. They might be able to find even more here. A nice boop will find Frosty. Akua falling very low, but BOON1E finds Dire. Nathan also falls from Jack. BOON1E still in this form, and Corey still set up on this high ground. Jack trying to find more, but Akua is doing so much damage to him. But Sidon's back! They get the pick on Akua. The fight's moving to the point. Raspberry trying to find Corey. BOON1E forced to use that Nemesis form as Raspberry finds Corey on the back of the fight, and the New Zealand Numbys are flipping this. They made it chaos, and Raspberry finds 3 that fight. Cal made it back just in time to find 1, and then Numbys, after such a honestly disastrous first fight, are able to come out on top here.
And that was a great job by the supports of the Numbys, just keeping their entire team healthy. Even after they lost Cal, they were able to all stay together. And now, having the ability to hold this choke is absolutely massive, because when you have Cal Sidon with these walls, you can really do wonders at isolating the team.
They fell for the bait and gave all that space. That's so well done by the Zeniths. A good wall finds BOON1E. We can see if he falls here, but has that Nemesis form to stay nice and healthy. Actually forces the lamp. That's really big. The overclock from Corey, though. Might find anything, as well as the window invested by Nathan. They find Cal on the back of it. Forces the Bob as well here, and the beat on both teams. Both teams thinking it's winnable. The coalescence comes through from Jack, not quite finding anything. BOON1E still alive. Dire using that Arisa ult. We'll find Corey. Akua uses the blizzard as well. So low. Raspberry is falling. Dire falls as well. BOON1E will fall to Kevin in the back line. Frosty gets Jack, and now it's just Kevin against the world. Gets walled, but is still alive. A nice dynamite. Can you find anyone? No. The answer is no. We'll fall, but, Cal is alive, has that mate form. Raspberry's back as well. It is a 4v1 currently, but, obviously Cal is just trying to play for time here. As we see the swap on this, sorry, I thought there's a swap. No swap.
Yeah, that was a lot of ults invested by both teams. You only have one on either side. You've got the Blizzard by Cal, and you got BOON1E with that Annihilation. 2 of the most one-sided ults in the game might have the power of multiple other players' ults. And now we're going to see, will the New Zealand Numbys be able to pull the exact same fake? They try to go in and back the same way, but...
All does miss. Won't quite find it. But they do get the space off of that. The dynamite will connect, but Dire is so low as the window's used by Nathan just to ensure the pick. Raspberry falling as well off of a nice rail. And so in the dry fight, I guess not a dry fight, as Nathan does use that window. But really like that if you're the Zeniths. You get a lot of ult progress, right? Akua now close to another Blizzard, Corey close to another Overclock, and nothing really built up from the side of the Numbys. They do opt to go all the way around.
Yeah, I think this is a great look by them.
Another nice wall by Akua, separating everyone early. Raspberry's alone on point. Can't get punished here. But instead it's BOON1E getting punished here as a nice spear, and a wall will catch out BOON1E. Nathan will get frozen as well as BOON1E. Both falling here. No, BOON1E's still alive. Somehow will fall now. But Raspberry and Dire now taking out the fight of some nice work by these DPS. The Bob comes in, trying to contest here. Will find Corey, will find Frosty, and the Numbys making it happen there. But again, had to use so much there. Kind of a tough win, but you definitely take that.
Yeah, the Numbys absolutely needed that. I mean, they got to be thanking everything that BOON1E was not able to get that Annihilation off in that fight, because if he is, this could be the fight that turns the entire tide. Dire looking to match that, trying to build up the Orisa ultimate, but unable to find it just yet. Now it's going to be a game of patience.
They did the bait again. The wall does come through. Will separate Nathan, forces the jump out of him. The Ramatra ult comes through. We're at 95%, 96%. The pull from Arisa, they can't touch! They can't touch! War!
Oh my gosh! I didn't even realize the pull was used for that. I thought that was just a cooldown pull, which it was, but Dire forces the C9.
Oh, what a great play by Dire. They pull away everybody. No one able to touch from the New Zealand Numbys. They all try to pounce and punish. Honestly, it's a great decision by the Zeniths to try to punish there. It was only the Arisa and like one other person, and if they got those picks, they definitely win that fight. But the Arisa all pulls everyone away. No one was able to touch, and that's a map 1 win for the Numbys. So incredible map. But yeah. Definitely wanting that one back if you're Zeniths, but definitely showing that this can go the distance. Both teams are in it to win it, and again, that was the Numbys map pick. So we'll see if this changes to hybrid. But what are your predictions?
I mean, at this point, I thought this match would go completely differently, if I'm going to be completely honest. I thought this would... I don't even know what I thought would happen, but it was definitely not that. That came down to the absolute wire. And with the next map pick looking to be BOON1E, at this point in time, I don't even know.
Well, I'm not sure if it is BOON1E yet. I don't... I didn't see. Oh, never mind. It might be. We might just be going in. Maybe no map break, everybody. So, not sure. Let's go. But yeah, so like you said, BOON1E. This is a map that the Zeniths have ran a lot.
Yeah. I feel like it's an interesting decision because this map really enables like the Numbys to just like play a long range composition. BOON1E has like such long sight lines, especially for a hybrid map. I know that the Zealous Zeniths have definitely struggled on King's Row, which is usually the counter pick against the Numbys, but at the same time, you are kind of enabling the Numbys here. It enables like a pocketed side-on to be a problem, or a Dire on the Sigma, which they haven't even faced off against yet. And I can tell you that this right now, that is a scary thing to go against.
Yeah, I think big thing. If it is new, thought process. Excuse me. We that our Echo and our dive, like right, Nathan, I'm a right. His Winston plus Kua Echo, their opinion is we could kill you faster, and we'll see if that comes to fruition or what their plan may be. But again, that is one of the craziest things about the Zeniths, and I said it last map. I'll say it again. They're one of the best brawl teams in the league, and they're also, in my opinion, one of the best dive teams. Again, Nathan and BOON1E are two great tanks, both well in matchups. Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
Nathan...
I'm being told my mic cuts out, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, you hear me?
Kind of like 20 to 50%, you know.
Okay. Well, we are heading in, so if I start cutting out, let me know.
Sounds better now. It sounds much better now. But yeah, as you were saying, they are one of the best brawl teams and dive teams. And I think that's because they have this like double composition. Both compositions really good. You have the Nathan on support, BOON1E on tank composition, and then you have the Nathan on tank comp with Buns Bronson on the support composition. And both these comps have been practiced, they have been played, and they have been tried and true for the Zealous Zeniths. So far, after the BOON1E trade, they haven't ran into much contention at all facing any teams. I think that's just going to show how good they are and how adaptable they are on both sides.
Yes, it does look like actually Cal will Dire on team. So do see Nathan again talking about Kevin will have the pocket. Raz on I might swap over to Cal, not really yet, but you see Akua, Genji, and Corey. This is what they play in some
and we get to see this dive look from Nathan. We got Akua on the Genji, Corey on the Echo. This is a composition they've been playing a lot, but they're going to have a lot of trouble running into this double-pocketed Kevin on Ashe, side on Echo, which is so versatile when you have two-pocketed DPSs that can really just put in equal work. It's going to be on the responsibility of Nathan, Akua, Corey to really engage on these supports and take out either Jack or Raspberry.
All right, yeah, and we see a nice big dynamite coming out from Kevin. We'll slow some of that aggression of Nathan. But Corey is up here. The booger stick! The Suzu comes out though. They find Cal and Corey. Both Echoes are traded, but Raspberry will fall soon after. Akua's still half HP, but Kevin falling very low. Does stay alive though. Dyer's left alone on point. They're trying to find Akua, but we'll have to back off, and it looks like that first point will now flip in favor of the Zeniths.
The good news is there's definitely ample time for the recontest here. There's still a reset coming for Corey, but the New Zealand Numbys have their entire roster, and they're going to send Dyer onto the point. Corey's now back to try and poke out this high ground, but it's a question of is the advantage that they gained enough. Corey goes down.
But Akua finds Kevin. Now both DPS are down as Raspberry also picked off by Nathan off of a nice dive. So now again, it is just Dyer alive. Both Kiriko's investing that gate, but Dyer won't be staggered out. They decided to be nice, so.
Hey, this is grand finals. No place to be nice. I mean, that fight almost decided completely by ultimates, but Dyer's bomb there just goes the complete wrong direction. Doesn't even affect the point, doesn't affect anybody, doesn't force anybody off. So now, looking at the Zealous Zeniths, who have amazing momentum, 4.5 minutes on their time bank is a great start to Numbys, which is a map when some teams can't even get through the first point. So the fact that they're already this far this quickly is a great sign for this composition. It's really on the back of Nathan hitting these really quick engages. I'm looking for Sidon to be the difference maker here. Jump down on the point, gets the duplication down, but it's going to be Akua with the blade who's going to go in.
Yeah, Akua does find the backline running Raz and Kevin, but Cal will find Hayden. Akua finds Jack as well, though. The duplicate invested by Corey just to stay alive here. So, you know, you do lose that fight, right, if you're the... However, you got out a lot of the resources of the Zealous Zeniths, but they will be able to push this card. So this is where it's really tough to test, as Numbys are coming back. The Bob is invested by Kevin, trying to find anything. It finds Akua actually instantly. Nathan in this backline trying to find Raspberry still. Raspberry has to use the lamp to stay alive, but everybody's cleaned up instantly. So, you know, I was just saying, this is a pretty tough one to recontest, but Corey, oh no. Oh, they do know, but they know, but then Raspberry dies.
Yeah.
So Corey's happy on that.
You'd want to see a bit more discipline there, just from the Numbys. Make sure that they get Raspberry, because now it's going to be either a 4v4 fight or they're going to come in late. But these swaps from the Numbys are going to be absolutely monumental. They realized that Ana Kiri was the backline, which doesn't really give that much protection to Ana. So Dyer goes over to the ball, Sidon goes over to the Tracer as well, so that's gonna put down a lot more pressure onto the backline, but Dyer does get slept up on the point as the Numbys team begins to fall.
And yeah, and this is where we're seeing just that dive. You know, this is what, again, I was kind of expecting on San, but we're seeing it so much faster here on BOON1E. Nathan and Akua, Corey are all just going so aggressive here on Raspberry, on the Kevin, that they are not able to live through any fights. And, you know, Cal is able to find a pick or two on Hayden or Frost, but it's so tough when, you know, you're down 3 in some of these fights, and everyone can turn and then punish Cal. So has the pulse bomb, is set up on high. Corey falling very low. They have to use the anti-nade. The sleep lands on Dyer. Dyer's in a lot of trouble here. We'll be able to jump out, but it's half HP. They have to use the window just to keep Dyer alive from Raspberry here. The pulse bomb connects, finds Buns Bronson. Frosty will will fall. So now it's just the DPS and the tanks here from the Zeniths. But Dyer falling very low, but they find Corey actually first, as Akua will find Jack in the backline. You take that trade if you're the Zeniths, but can they find Nathan here? If they get the stagger, that's big. They do! Cal cleaning up there. But Dyer needs to be a little bit careful to not die.
You definitely have to be careful to not die in that situation, especially when your heals are going to be Moira and Baptiste. Not infamously good for healing a Winston or a Tracer, but it can make anything work, and that's what the Numbys story has been throughout this entire time. Now a bit of duel around the corner, see who gets the pressure. Corey does a good job of taking them off the high ground, but it's going to be Akua with the blade again, dashes into Raspberry. The supports on either side are going to be traded out, though.
Yeah, the duplicate as well by Corey. They're investing more ults later, so they're hoping to just win, as Corey actually swapping over to that Moira to keep some heals up for the rest of the team. Dyer trying to find Akua here, will eventually get him, as Cal with a nice stick will find Nathan, and it's just Corey left alive here. But and we'll get actually, that's a pretty good stagger here, as the support team be a little bit careful. Cal going very deep, But teammates are there, so no one else will fall here from the side of as fucked his barrier.
I think they found a good strategy here. The Zealous Zeniths are going to be looking towards this high ground. They want to disable Raspberry and Kevin's position on the high ground to make sure that they can't get as much value, but Numbys are able to send Sidon up there. They're able to send Dire up there to sort of disrupt this pressure. Seems to just be a battle around this higher low setup, and statistically in these situations, the Zealous Zeniths are so good at these fake out plays, but the bomb goes straight in.
The primal as well by Dire, but gets slept. Kevin finds a Kua with the shotgun blast as Hayden as well will fall to that ball. Frosty falls, but Raspberry and Kevin are not out of this fight. Nathan doing heroics in that back line. And Corey on a really nice off angle might be able to make something happen here. He's getting chased. Won't quite get that kill, maybe. No, Dire will clean that up. But again, both teams investing a lot there, but Frosty's very close on this ultimate. Only a window and a coalescence in response to a nano. That's going to be very tough. Oh, that's Kevin, though. What a shot.
And that's why you emphasize having Kevin on this high ground position. His Ashe has just been phenomenal throughout these matches so far. It seems like they haven't found a solution for Kevin, and they aren't really trying to. Instead, they're going for the support line of the New Zealand Numbys. They're going for Raz, they're going for Jack, but they haven't been shutting down Kevin, and they're giving a lot of potential here. Now it's going to be Nathan going into the backline, has the Primal Rage that he can use, and already forced out the
that's no nano! Coalescence comes out as well to try to keep the team healthy, but Raspberry will still fall. Both supports are now dead for the Zeniths, but Cal falls as well. Dire will find Akua as Overclock's used, finds Kevin. It's just Dire and Jack against the world right now. Corey going so aggressive on his Jack will fall! It's just Nathan on this point, has the primal. If needed, they find Jack. Nathan falling so low, he still has the primal. He pops it. Dire, last one standing as Cal is now back. They're trying to find more of the supports. The recall's already forced by Cal as Nathan had to, again, use that primal. The Zeniths are still stuck on this point. The Nano's now back on Frosty. The window's used. They're trying to find anything. Frosty's zoned off so well by Dire. They know they have to find him. Corey onto the Reaper. The Nano comes through. Dire blows up immediately. Isn't able to even pop that primal. As Nathan's still in the backline. Cal finds Frosty, but it might be too little too late. It's a 3v4 right now. And Akua has a pulse bomb. Jack finds Corey, though. Jack is playing so aggressive, and it's working. Raspberry swapping over on the Xenia, trying to just get a little bit more damage here in the end of the fight. The pulse bomb comes out, won't find anything. Dire finds Bronson. Nathan will fall, and that will be it on this attack. Almost to the end of the point, but Zeniths stopped just short.
And the New Zealand Numbys with a absolutely monumental hold on the third point of BOON1E. Felt like the Zealous Zeniths were coming in with almost a 4-minute, 5-minute time bank on that third point, and New Zealand Numbys not only reduced it to 0, but they get the stop. Only about 60 meters after the second point gained for the Zealous Zeniths, and that might not be enough in this situation when you have such a flexible team composition. We saw so many swaps coming around for the New Zealand Numbys, but they finally found one that was working. Such an aggressive support line that can really sustain in these situations. So gotta see on this attack, will they stick with a similar composition or will they go to something else?
Yeah, we do see Corey now opting to play off of, so it does look like the Zeniths are opting to play a much more, I don't want to say poke, but a more, less aggressive style of defense, as we see the opposite here from the Numbys as Raspberry moves over onto the Lucio. Kind of swaps, never mind, they go over to the Mercy, so we will see if they decide pocket Cal or Kevin. But again, Kua's been doing really well on this Echo so far.
Yeah, it's a question of Dive's have to be so careful here, or they have to operate as a team. And it looks like it's going to be a team-based approach for the New Zealand Numbys, sending most people towards the high ground. They're actually going to fake it out and try to go all the way around this deep right side of the map, but so far not able to find it.
Bit of trouble there. Yeah, Kua. Dire had a very good dive there. You know, they saw that the Kiriko had to use cleanse so early, but again, Corey's on this nice angle, and no one's really able to contest him right now with where the Numbys are trying to play. So he was able to just chunk down Dire, and Akua was there to follow up.
Yeah, but eventually going to get Dire back, I think that was a bit slower approach. I think Dire's going to eventually realize that during this composition, they sort of have to play more of a brawl Winston, or if Dire dives, it has to be extremely soft in terms of the dive. Nathan just doing a great job of manipulating this high ground around the team. Same with Akua, forcing the entirety of the New Zealand Numbys to split up towards the point, but they managed to get the back line, they managed to get Corey.
As well. And immediately, we see that momentum swap. Again, Cal finding 2 there, but Akua searching for him, may be able to get him. Yeah, Akua finds Cal at the end of that fight, so definitely take that. Jack in a lot of trouble, and they give up pressure on the point here. The duplicate comes through. Now there's 2 Winstons, and Raspberry will fall. Jack finds Buns Bronson, though, so now supports are out of this fight, as Jack will also fall. There's no supports on either team here. It's Primal used by Akua, and yeah, maybe a little bit greedy of the Numbys there to try to take the fight off of the point instead of just setting up, holding their space. They instead split themselves up and get collapsed on by Nathan. Akua got back.
And a massive issue there when Jack uses the Coalescence but gets instantly shut down by Akua with that Primal duplicate. Even gains Akua free Primal Rage after the fact, so now the New Zealand Numbys need to take a different approach. They're going to be going a bit more down main this time. Sidon with the duplicate to open up the fight, but the Nano's in on
both teams trading out their flex support. Akua will fall as well on a nice headshot by Kevin. The Bob on the point just to put a little bit of pressure there, force people to turn. Cal will find boogers on Corey, but Kevin will die to Nathan, primaling in the back line, trying to find Raspberry. Raspberry does have the targets to fly to, and this point still being contested by Nathan, but now will eventually fall to the Numbys. But again, Numbys with a considerably smaller time bank than the Zeniths had on this first point.
Yeah, it's almost a minute less than the Zeniths had during that time, and losing Raspberry that early. Frosty with an amazing shot there, but also got to focus on your team. Akua goes down as well. Dire
pops the primal range, but Jack will pay for it, as Kevin is being an awesome payload princess. But again, that pick onto Jack forces the Numbys to back up, as now they will go in with a Cal trying to. You are looking into sights, into visor crush, so it's gonna be pretty hard for the Numbys to take these corners, depending on when Zeniths decide to pop.
Yeah, the Zeniths have so much to work with here. They're gonna have the duplicate. They're gonna have the Kitsune Rush.
And here we see it go rush and the visor immediately, but Dire with a nice punish immediately jumping onto Corey. They knew that was coming. The duplicate as well by Cal with even more pressure on the Hayden, so Hayden will fall. Frosty finds Cal in that backline though, and now all of the Zeniths are turning around, trying to find Dire and Cal. They do find them in Raspberry, and Akua on a very aggressive back angle with Nathan, but Payload's not moving. Kevin trying to scare him off. The duplicate of Jack onto Moira. As now the dives come through one more time. Kevin needs to be a little bit careful. Will back out, but now Dire needs to be careful. He's all alone. The Coalescence comes through as well as the Valkyrie in response by Raspberry. That's why it's still going on. It's still anybody's game here, or fight here, rather, excuse me. As Corey swaps onto the Tracer, looking for more pressure on that backline. There's a nice dive by Nathan. Dire in a little bit of trouble, does get bubbled off. The Coalescence trying to find anything, but the Primal's popped first. That gets Kevin off of the map by Nathan. As now the counter engage, both the Suzu and the Sleep are used instantly. The Nano as well, as Frosty will fall to Dire, but now Dire alone, the backline. Cal trying to make anything happen on this payload, has so much pressure on both of them, but they're winning this fight somehow. The Primal comes through, they're looking for more. It's just Hayden. If they can find Hayden, then it's gonna be so much easier for the Numbys here. But no, they will be forced to reset here, regroup. Now walking forward, the Bob comes through in this backline, chunking out this damage as Corey along the point. They find Cal, or sorry, they find Hayden as Cal with a nice stick on the Nathan. Corey also fall, and the point will get captured by the New Zealand Numbys.
That was such an awkward bob there by Kevin. I don't think he intended it to go all the way deep near Mega of third point, but that's where it ended up. It actually managed to turn Frosty's focus and another one of the DPSs of the Zealous Zeniths, giving them a lot of time and space. So now the Numbys are entering third point, 2 minutes on the time bank, and they have a composition that's working extremely well, but it's going to be an early rush going in with Nathan.
Nathan needs to be a little bit careful as Frosty does follow. Nice stick! But Dyer stays alive. That's both the supports there. Kevin actually finds Corey off of that. So, Corey played that incredibly well, but instead is somehow punished by the Numbys. As Nathan forced to jump away. Everyone is so low on the Numbys, but it's a 3v5. Now 4 as the damage by Nathan sent out. Kevin is so low. The bubble is so well by Dyer, but the primal is forced by Nathan. Trying to find anything in this backline. They want Kevin so bad. They will get it as the swap to 4 by Corey. The coalescence is used by Jack as well just to keep everyone alive. They think it's winnable. The jump from Dyer, they're trying to make it happen here. The pulse bomb won't connect. The rush as well by Raspberry. This is so good for the Zeniths as Akua pops that overclock. They find Dyer. That turret is doing so much work by Corey as they find Jack as well. And that's so disastrous for the Numbys as they used everything in that fight and took so long, and all they did was stagger out.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're going to definitely want that coalescence back. Definitely going to want the Kitsune Rush back as well. They used so many ultimates. Does open up a chance for Saturn to make the swap over onto the Sojourn, but Corey
and now you're facing down the Nano.
Yeah, now they're facing down the Nano. They have so much to go into. They also have to clear the turret from Corey, who made the swap onto
the Nano comes through. They're trying to find. They knock into Raspberry. Doesn't have the teleport. It has the Suzu. Will get out eventually. The jump is there, but Corey finds Dyer. Raspberry will also fall, and it's only 20 seconds left as Akua will find Cal, and it's looking like that may be it. It's just Kevin and Jack alive, but I don't think they're gonna be able to touch as we're down to 10 seconds, and I believe that the Zeniths will be taking map 2 here of the series. No, Dyer is back, has the primal. The rush in response as well as the core. The bob comes through by Kevin. As they actually find Hayden and Frosty. Both supports are dead. I may have spoken too soon. Kevin finds 3! Kevin falls to the turret, but he doesn't find 3. It's a miracle. Nathan pops the primal, has to stay alive as the Kua falling very, very low. But it's a 4v2 right now in favor of the New Zealand Numbys. As Nathan will fall as well to Dyer. Kevin may have just made a miracle happen for these Numbys as they're trying to find Akua. It's just him and Buzz Bronson. Corey not teleporting back in. Buzz Bronson falling so low, has to teleport out. The sleep connects on the Dyer. This is anyone's game. Frosty getting sucked down by Jack will fall. Buzz Bronson falling as well as just the Corey on point as the coalescence comes through. Oh my god! Kevin!
And Kevin with that massive 3K, that massive bob placement comes in from the high ground.
I hope that's play of the game.
It's gotta be. What else would it be there? Look at this bob position. And the underrated thing to mention is Corey actually doesn't. Yeah, Corey actually doesn't core the bob, so the bob isn't burning the entire time. Kevin obviously gets traded out there, but at that point in time, he'd done too much damage. He hit every shot he needed to, and came in absolutely massive in the final moments.
Well, that was incredible, but I'm so sorry for caster. Definitely happened. As I'm gonna go ahead and send us a quick map break. I know we may have more to talk about. I need to figure out what's excuse me. I need to figure out what's going on with my volume. So.
All right. Yeah, we will be sending it to a quick map break. We'll be right back with all the action.
Welcome back, everybody. I fixed my mic. Sorry about that. Discord reset my input settings, so it was at like 75% or something. I don't know. It's fine. We're good now, hopefully. But we are going to Servasa. So again, I do think the Zeniths did their homework a little bit. This is definitely a map they like, and I think it's one that the Numbys do not quite like, as we do see Centurion coming in for the Numbys, as well as BOON1E back on tank with Nathan back on support. What do you want to see here, War?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Akua on Sombra and the BOON1E on Hog necessarily. I was sort of looking for more of a Ram Mei composition like they ran against the Dongers, and that's I think what we're going to be expecting, barring maybe a couple switches on either side. But this is sort of what I expected from the New Zealand Numbys. It looks like they're going to be going with the Orisa look, and Dyer's been so good, so persistent on this Orisa throughout their series, and yeah, this is mostly what I expected from both teams. We'll have to see how Centurion really looks to split apart this brawl.
Yeah, we do see the Tracer Mirror once again. These are kind of the looks that both these teams have been trying to run as much as they can. Obviously now it's Centurion in on that Mei. Is a little bit different than having Kevin in that backline, but a nice spear on a BOON1E forces that Nemesis form so early, but Corey does have that rail. If he can connect it, that's going to be so big. Raspberry needs to be so careful, but they actually find BOON1E first, as well as the lamp by Nathan is forced, and the point is captured by the New Zealand Numbys, and I for one am shocked that Raspberry did not get killed by a rail there.
Yeah, and that was a great wall by Centurion just to open up that fight, isolate BOON1E from the rest of the team. And speaking of Centurion, comes up absolutely massive. The headshot onto Frosty is going to stop the fight before it starts, but no, Corey with a great headshot on the side on making this a 4v4.
Granted, it is a Tracer and Lucio. Both of them will be back very fast. But Corey once again has his rail. A nice wall again by Centurion. And then, oh, what a spear by Dyer. He doesn't miss. A pulse bomb does connect on Raspberry. Raspberry will fall here. Both teams trading out. Coalescence is used by Jack, trying to make sure they win here. Nemesis formed by BOON1E in response. Frosty falling very low. The window by Nathan. But Dyer just walks right through it, finds Nathan. But Centurion and Jack are trading on the point. And now it's a 2v4 here as Cal does get the stick on the Frosty. It's just Dyer left on point versus Akua and BOON1E will fall. But now Raspberry is back on Lucio. Will hold it for a little bit longer, get it to 91%. And you definitely are okay with that if you're the Numbys.
Yeah, you are more than okay with that. You have multiple chances to really take your piece of this fight. Both teams are going to take a second, though, to get back on point. It looks like the key ultimates that we're going to have are both beats on either side. Dyer is going to have his ultimate, same with Corey and the overclock, but BOON1E and Akua both building up. I mean, Dyer's just been on point with these spears so far. He's been doing such a great job, as we do see Sidon and Akua sort of dueling it out on either side. Both players are going to regroup with their teammates before the actual engagement, though.
Raspberry does have beat here, so that could be both Lucios do have the beats here, so this could be the decider of these fights. As the ult comes through, forces the lamp by Nathan, but Jack is the first to fall by Akua in the backline. The beat is used by Frosty, as well as the response by Raspberry. The Zeniths will take this fight. I'm not sure if I really like that beat in response by Raspberry. You're already down 2 there. A little unfortunate. Probably want that one back, as the Zeniths will take this first point here on Servasa. But we will see where the next one spawns, as ult progress still in favor of the Oh, never mind. There is a touch. Jack does get there. They're committing to this. Dyer's in as well. Raspberry's in. Corey finding both. It's just Dyer here. They're trying to get ult progress, I'm sure. As Centurion has to use that form, Cal has to recall. They find Frosty off of it, but Numbys will wipe. And again, I'm not entirely sure I like that, because you really just fed the ult banks of both of these teams, and then you swap onto Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that contestation. Obviously, they do get Frosty, which means, I mean, the Zeniths are going to be a bit slower, but you still have so many more respawns going in. Now onto the ball for Dyer. That's going to pair a bit awkwardly with the Mei of Centurion, but awkward's what the New Zealand Zombies do best on these points. Is Dyer now looking to set up for this engagement, but has to go into an annihilation, a window, which Nathan's been building up so fast, and Akua with Another one of these pulse bombs.
A good dive, engage, the slam is there. Everyone's low, but no one dies. Akua uses the pulse bomb, won't quite connect as the coalescence from Jack does come through, forces the lamp of Nathan as Nathan also uses the window. Akua so low, dies to the coalescence as BOON1E uses that Nemesis form, tries to stay alive, trying to find Centurion here. Centurion has the wall, stays nice and healthy as Cal finds 2 in that backline with melee kills, looking for more as they find BOON1E and Frosty as well. And the point will flip early here off of only the coalescence from the Numbys.
Yeah, that was a very good quick flip. Dyer just comes in with an amazing amount of disruption and now is very close to his mines. Might even be able to build it up into this next fight. On the side of the Zeniths, you have the beat that you're building up and the Annihilation. I want to see BOON1E get aggressive with this Annihilation here. He's been very slow on using them thus far, but needs to find a target and needs to commit onto it with the Annihilation.
Oh, what a good wall! Excuse me, sorry. The slant does come through the mines as well. The Ramatra ult in response will clear those mines instantly, completely negating the Wrecking Ball ult, but then BOON1E not quite able to find anything off of that. Has to kind of sit still on point. As Centurion does fall, though, Corey as well finding Jack, and Nathan finding Cal. So points still in favor of the Numbys, but they will get killed off here as Dyer will roll away. And again, you like that if you're the Zeniths.
Yeah, you do like that, but the Numbys are so close to having 4 ults in this fight, but the Zeniths have almost the same. This is going to be a big fight. The Numbys need to win here. I'm looking at Sidon hitting a massive pulse bomb. Akua been doing his best to really mark Sidon. Has a pulse bomb of his own as well, but needs to find the perfect time to find it.
Overclock in response by Corey. BOON1E is frozen up as well as the beat. And the by Frosty, so BOON1E might die here. It's so low. Will fall to Cal, but they find Jack, they find Centurion. Raspberry actually commits the rush here as the pulse bomb finds them. Cal finding Nathan as it's just Cal and Dyer against the world right now. It's just Frosty in response. Frosty falling so low. Will fall. Akua's there. It's Akua versus Dyer. Both of them have had such great seasons for their teams. Can they win the coalescence by Jack just to make sure his teammate won't fight? But they can still touch BOON1E on the Diva as Cal will not be in this fight for quite a few seconds.
Yeah, and the Zealous Zeniths are already going to be back onto this point. They have a full team. Sent with an amazing wall there. They're going to be able to break through. Yes, they do. In the nick of time. And they're on the point.
Oh, they find Dyer. That's so big. They also find Cal. So, again, Zeniths looking very good and very dominant in this fight. They find Centurion. It's just the supports left standing as Jack will fall. Raspberry will take an icy dip. And the Zeniths now leading 2-0 on this Flashpoint map.
Yeah, and the New Zealand Numbys haven't really found something that works perfectly just yet. Centurion's going to make the swap over to Genji. I like that. That pairs a lot better with Sidon on Tracer, with Dyer on the ball. But, again, the ult bank is still in the favor of the Zeniths, and it feels like that's always what's happening in these fights. New Zealand Numbys may be to the point first. They may have a bit of extra progress, but they're instantly forced off because the Zeniths are a team. They're a 5-man. Mines go in, get disrupted all around the point. That's going to open up a lot of chaos and open up a big opportunity for the New Zealand Numbys here.
BOON1E does get demech the pulse bomb as well just to finish it. Cal did not want BOON1E coming back in this fight. Dyer will find Akua. The pulse bomb will miss from him. Jack does fall to Corey, so still potentially winnable for the Zeniths here, but Corey is getting staggered out a little bit by Dyer and Sent. Very late death on their part. As a nice slam as well. They might look for more. It's a 4v4 still for both these teams as the Numbys will opt to back off. Corey does have overclock when they come back for this recontest, so you need to be careful. You don't really have anything you can use into that if you're the Numbys.
Yeah, if you're the Zeniths and you've been tracking the ultimates, you realize this is the time to go. The Numbys have nothing right now. It's going to take them almost an entire fight to even get up to something. Dyer with a quick engage to the backside, but the Zeniths need to go in here and they need to go now.
Overclock is popped, trying to find anything here. They won't quite connect yet. Corey mostly just trying to keep Dyer at bay. The coalescence is used, but Akua on top of Jack. The nice beat by Frosty. Everyone was so low, but Frosty quickly heals everybody up. Dyer on a nice roll through, and Raspberry and Jack both falling. Centurion falling as well. And mines are used by Dyer. They think it's winnable, but instead end up falling here. Frosty, what an amazing beat.
One of the stark contrasts between the Numbys and the Zeniths. The Zeniths are a team fighting team. They like to do everything as a team, while the Numbys are a lot more spread out. They rely on disruption, splitting up the Zeniths and picking them apart. The Numbys are able to get these points to 99 a lot because they are able to go in one at a time. They're able to send one to the point, then the other to the point, and get it close. But we'll have to see if they can win a fight in the times when they need to most. We're on map Flashpoint here, potentially.
Not quite connected.
They have to come in
force
big.
out the cooldowns from Nathan. The blade in response, the rush as well, committed by Raspberry. They already find 2 here. Recall's used by Akua is nice and healthy. BOON1E does get demeched, opts not to remech. I like that from BOON1E. And again, I think it's just ult control is the difference right now between these teams. The Numbys will end up winning this point, but again, neither BOON1E or Akua committing ults there, and Raspberry using that rush into honestly an already won fight. This is gonna be so tough for the Numbys to come in and win on this next point.
They basically used everything, and that's what they have to do every single one of these fights. They need to build up every single one of their ults, and they need to win with every single one of their ults every single time. But doing that into the already built bomb, the already built pulse. Looking at BOON1E here for potentially a very big bomb, looking to separate the team, maybe find a pick or two on this.
A big slam does land on both supports. No, not necessarily any follow-up there, but it does force the lamp as Dire. Good engage as they are set up here. Akua goes in, is forced to recall BOON1E on the follow-up. The point is captured. Centurion has to deflect. Jack very low, forced to fade as Corey with a nice headshot finds Jack. Nathan has to use that heal pulse to stay alive. Centurion falls as well to Corey. Akua finds Cal, and the point very quickly flipping at the cost of no ultimates. Corey with just some absolutely incredible picks during that fight.
Corey on that left side flank came in absolutely monumental. I don't think the rest of the teams really saw that coming because most of the team went in through the central staircase, and Corey just opens up with a few big picks. Nathan closes it out, but New Zealand Numbys finally have some ultimates. They have the mines, they have the pulse bombs, 2 very explosive ultimates that they want to put into big use, maybe catch out some of the supports.
Pulse bomb comes out, connects, forces the lamp, but actually Cal dies to it. So got his. Jack will fall as well. So now you're into a 3v5 here. The mines are committed as well. Numbys have to back off there. That's kind of disastrous as you're facing 5 ultimates. And Akua's looking for more. So deep they find Centurion. BOON1E's still in there. The point is ticking. It's at 75%. And you're facing 5 ultimates.
Yeah, if you're the Numbys here, you can't keep going in. You gotta go in as a team. You gotta go
Jack
in controlled.
Dire with a nice slam. The overclock's used. They find Raspberry. It's just Dire on the point. And a nice overclock again by Corey. Finds 2. Dire will fall. And the Zeniths taking their first map of the series. Looking very good on this flashpoint.
Zeniths do take it. I'm proud to say we're not going to see a clean sweep. No 4-0s today, which is amazing for the grand finals. Zeniths do pop off. I mean, some amazing plays there. Jack with the play of the game, but I'm looking at Corey, I'm looking at Nathan. They're so good at building up their ultimates and finding those massive picks for the Zeniths.
Yeah, again, Corey just had the great angles, and I really do think this was just a game of ult control and patience, and the Zeniths did a really good job of holding their ultimates, using only what was needed. And the Numbys, like you said, it was very individualistic play on this map. Hopefully they can lock in, bring back that coordinated team play that we know they are capable of, and see it later on.
Well, the next map we got is an escort map. The New Zealand Numbys have the choice, and who better to break it down? What's been happening in the map so far, all the action, the grand finals of Aurora Esports, then Zaften, Nuttyr, and Chloe on the desk. So we're going to send it back to those few for now.
Let it rip.
Anyway, hello everybody. We're back on the desk. Me, Zaften with Nuttyr and
SageViper.
SageViper. Wait,
Yeah.
You got
So-
I
it.
thought your name used to be something else.
Oh,
Nope.
it's been a lot.
Okay, that explains why I keep forgetting who you are.
Wow. I got a Humegalold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry
so
about that.
at the moment, what is it score? Like 2-1? 2-1 in
2-1
favor
now.
of the Zenith, or not the
Zenith.
Zenith, the other team.
The
I
numbers.
wish he was in the favor of the
Yes.
Zenith. Anyway,
So-
it's time for the comeback. Zenith,
What
you
I'm
got
seeing
this.
is my pride is still looking good.
I think everyone's pride
Everyone's
is
pride
still
is still looking
valid.
good, yeah.
Because nobody put a 4-0 sweep.
Yeah, so
Well,
everyone,
I mean, certain people's Preds are looking better than others.
yeah. Some prides aren't looking that great. The score is 2-1 in the favor of the Numbys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people had 4-1. I forgot about that.
Nuttyr, did you check? Was the Dominus going on everywhere?
Oh, I haven't checked yet.
What now?
Okay, guys, you should check your Domino's
I
app.
will check right now.
Oh yeah, right.
actually.
There's a chance for a 30% off, 35%.
35% off Domino's right now is going on. Everyone
Yeah.
check Domino's. We are not sponsored, but
But Domino's sponsor us.
yeah,
Just give
so
us like $200, please.
35% off. Go get your sandwiches and pasta today. Anyways,
I
what
still
have you
can't- I
guys thought
keep
about the
forgetting that you-
series so far?
It's been actually quite interesting. It was a very close first map. I actually like that. It was like both. It wasn't like 100-0, 100-0. It was like pretty good. Second map, that was just a stomp. Numbani was not a good map.
Yeah.
I personally don't like Numbani
Wait, no,
as a
when did we
map.
go to last fight? It was literally last fight.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of zoned out near the end. I know that's not a good thing for the desk to say, but it's true.
Understandable. We're not seeing a lot of May Bastion, which I know everybody wants.
I don't want to see that. I never want to see that. I want to see Ball Winton and Rhine. I want to see
Maybe some
tanks-
May Bastion, Junkrat,
I want
Reinhardt.
to see Rhines going at just mailing each other, hitting themselves in the face, and no one else doing anything. Respect the Rhine duels.
Maybe some good old Lifeweaver gameplay.
I do not want to see Reinhardt or Lifeweaver. Those are both really boring comps. What I personally want to see is some Roadhog v Roadhog.
No.
Well, we almost got that. BOON1E started on the Hog, but you know, he
Yeah,
was
there
baiting
was
us.
an attempt to request the Roadhog 1v1, but it was denied.
Yeah.
I want actually I want to see, cause I just missed all of season 8. Is Melga? I know that
Melga.
sounds
I think that's unlikely to see. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
yeah, even just for like a tiny bit, cause he seems.
You know, to
really
be fair,
fun.
the backline for the Numbys just cannot play a backline that really punishes Mauga.
Yeah.
So you know, maybe it's not the worst pick in the world because he's not bad if well, he's still not good, but he's not terrible if the enemy team isn't
He's
running
not
like
crap.
on a Zen.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that there's definitely a possibility, as comps are figured out, that Mauga might see one match, especially as we go to Circuit
no,
Royale. I
Circuit
don't know why
Royale.
that did Dra.
So we're gonna see Sigma, and this
Sig-
map heavily favors the Numbys.
Now, this is a great one. We're going to be doing a prediction for this map that we used to do a long time ago. Back when I actually cared and ran predictions for every match. We're going to do who does more damage between Nathan and Dyer on tank. Woo.
Let's go. Sorry, that was a very mistimed yawn. I'm not
So-
bored. I'm just genuinely pretty tired.
Oh,
Anyway, I'm really interested to see how this turns out. I'm glad it's not a 4-0 and a handshake. I'm glad that we got some points on the board for Zeniths. We're beginning the comeback. Are we in? I saw people locking in lineups, so I don't know if we were in yet.
no, we're not.
No, I was just asking for lineup. Should I do a 10-minute pred? Or 5 minutes? Probably 5 minutes.
Five.
But yeah, 5
Who
sounds
does
good.
more damage, Nathan or Dyer?
I have been actually liking Frosty's gameplay here. I've been
Oh,
seeing him
Frosty's
kind of
great.
silently popping off. Like, not like the big flashiness, but there's been some very, I think, as Action Esports said, micro plays by Frosty that has definitely been attributing to the fighting power of the Zeniths.
I don't know if
Frosty's a gamer.
Frosty is a
you
gamer.
haven't been here long enough, but Frosty's been known as a value pick every single season he's been in the league after the first one, and everyone's just like, "Wow, this person's so good! Wow, this person's so good!" And it's a new person will join the league, and they're like, "Wow, this person's like really good for their SR," and everyone's like, "Yeah, I know." And then next
I was
season,
a value pick for one season when I was like when I was low platinum. I was considered a value pick. That was fun. That was the season where I took Vind to map 5, and on Antarctica map 5 actually tank diffed him. That was fun. But that's neither here nor there. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other players to talk about that we haven't already talked a lot about.
Raspberry.
Yeah, Raspberry. So this is not Razmataz. This is somebody else.
You know what about Raspberry I think is really unique in this league?
What is?
She's level 5 endorsement.
I mean, okay, I would have been impressed, but that's no longer impressive in my opinion.
That is, I've ran into like every game I have played since I've come back from my hiatus. I have seen 1, if not 2, level 5 endorsements.
Yeah, kind of less impressive now, because like what we know, Paige has level 5 endorsement.
Oh, did they change it so you can endorse friends now?
Yeah, you can endorse friends and people in your group, and like, I think the overall requirements are lower too. So like,
yeah, I also think decay rate is lowered. So it's a lot
GG,
easier.
I guess.
Oh, what the heck? Did we just have a game crash?
Oh, did Overwatch just go down?
1 second, chat. We are.
Oh, not everyone cut out because Quinn's still playing a ranked game behind me.
Okay. Our server went down temporarily. Everyone, remain calm. Do not panic. Okay, now we secretly No, kidding.
Now we start slaying.
Let's I don't know, what should we talk about? Let's talk about the League of Legends league.
Yeah, well, we could play Paladin,
God.
or you could announce it right now. Nuttyr,
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna promote something here. Gigantic. It's coming back in April. I didn't get to play it in its initial launch run, but I am down to like run not a full league on it, because that is way too hard to set up, but definitely like a pug, just to try it out with people, like a launch day pug, April 28th. Who's down?
I think you'll have to try to schedule that in Discord, probably like a week early. I think that's the play.
Okay, week early, not like a month early. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Genuinely pretty hyped. It's a $20 game.
I'm not kidding.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's over.
You've lost everybody, unfortunately.
Yeah, you've
What
lost
do you
everyone
mean?
but like
It was
2 players.
okay. It was originally free to play with really horrendous microtransactions, and now it's $20.
So what you're saying is it's a free to play game that costs $20.
No.
I'm in queue right now.
Can't believe.
Okay, counterpoint. We revive Paladins with Aurora.
I would be down for that. I mean, hey, Raven Trick is still uploading videos on it.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. We have an endless dungeon tournament in Overwatch.
Oh, Shiitake, that sounds good.
What is Endless Dungeon?
It's the best game mode ever created.
Was that season 8? Was that the season I missed?
No. It's a custom game.
It's also got Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
I can't see the end of the horizon.
So you just like it's a dungeon adventure game, but in Overwatch.
And there's like
you upgrade your gear and everything.
There's a few weeks where like that's all Thumbs was
doing.
It
was the meta.
We were all just grinding it.
I would genuinely be down to try.
We optimized that. We got very optimized.
Fedora was
on
the
beat
grind.
it, didn't we? We beat it.
Yeah, we beat it.
Then we kind of stopped.
We beat it a couple times. Because you can beat it by if you get the Reinhardt power up. Like if you get the Reinhardt track where you get the Reinhardt superhero. Then you because you can't
Yeah,
die.
forgot about
Have
that
we
one.
made tower defense in Overwatch yet?
Oh yeah, there's like 4
Yeah,
tower
there's tower
defenses.
defense. There's a new one. There's a base defender game mode that's starting to get
Oh.
popular. I like that one.
Yo.
You got to protect
heard
your
that.
own base and you go kill other people. Get their money.
That's been there a long time. That used to be like in Overwatch 1. Like really
Yeah,
back
but
then.
it got updated.
Oh, okay.
One day they will update the Doomfist hardcore maps. Parkour maps. I love doing Doomfist parkour. I miss that. I know it's been 2 years since then. No, it's only been 1. It's been a
People
year
played
since.
Overwatch 2 Doomfist Hardcore.
Oh, they
I guess
have.
there's not many good rollouts.
Yeah. I know someone managed to code, or quote unquote code, put Doomfist's ability, like, get them back to normal-ish in a custom game mode.
Yeah, they. Okay, I'm still in queue. This is great.
I'm gonna check the Discord. I'm gonna check Twitch.
Do you
know
want
what?
to go?
See what
Let's have
chat
play a
sees.
game and see all the people that have been banned from Aurora or had their messages removed. Starting off, damaging effect banned by RiddleDog 15 days ago.
God damn.
Pages message deleted by Nightbot. Sent the link to our Discord server. Then we got unspecified Capso 2 banned by Panini. Who Loop 09 timed out for 1 second by Riley Goomba. Vindy Man message deleted by typing b.play perfect night Le Seraphim. Nuttyr since Discord link gets banned or removed. Panini added as a moderator 8 months ago. Should I keep going?
No.
You know what? I think
I want to revisit our topic of Paladins, because I did actually enjoy that game when it first came out. What do y'all play?
Okay, so I typically play support, but I was learning off tank, so I used to be a Ray IO player, but in ranked, Grover's just really good. So I pretty much run trick Grover and was fucking on that.
Back in beta days when I was playing, because that's when I was playing, I was one tricking Maldamba.
Oh, Damba, yeah.
I actually made it to like level 20 on him back when it actually was really hard to get to level 20 with people. Then I've been just kind of trying out characters. I guess I play 2 roles. I play healer, where I play mainly I still play Maldamba. Along with Furia. I like her playstyle. I also like just sending beams of light to walls that stun lock you.
Did you know that the first person to ever be punished in Aurora Discord or Aurora Twitch chat that wasn't like a spam bot was Fedora Master?
Oh my god, what did he do?
Timed out by Nightbot, stop spamming caps. He was cap spamming.
I think they're ready.
Oh, we're ready?
Cast.
Oh, I forgot to say for flank, I played, which is my other role, I played Maeve and Moji.
Oh yeah, I'm a Moji player too.
Moji's so fun.
I got an alt account called Mogi.
Mogi. And
Yeah,
then I also
Moji's-
picked up Dredge because it's Dredge.
Moji's dog water.
Moji's dog water. Granted, that play style is not one that you want to be broken.
Okay, we're going back to
Riddle, are you
casters.
gonna go back to the casters anytime soon?
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for that much longer delay than expected. You know, perfect timing, to be honest, that it was during our little desk break. But Overwatch servers did go down for a couple of seconds. So hopefully, knock on wood, that that doesn't happen again throughout the rest of the series. But we are heading to Circuit Royale, the map pick from the New Zealand Numbys, hoping to make a recovery after dropping that first map of what could be more if they're not careful. What do you think, War?
I definitely think so. I think after that Zealous Zeniths win, the Overwatch servers just needed like a second to recover. You know, they're like, okay, let's what's happening here? The script did not intend to go this way, but this is the reality that we're seeing, and the reality is, if the Zealous Zeniths get one more map here, it could be all tied up. But they're going into Kevin's favorite map. He's been waiting for this for so long. It is Circuit Royale. We're going to see the duels here. We're going to see Dyer versus Nathan, the young up-and-coming tank versus the old guard of Nathan, who's been so experienced in the league. We just see Kevin versus Corey on the Widow. Raspberry versus Frosty. It's going to be an absolute banger of a map.
Yeah, this is definitely, Numbys love this map for a reason, right? They get to play all the things they like playing. Again, I think the big decider on this map personally is going to be that, like you said, Dyer Nathan matchup. Again, we have a former MVP in Nathan coming against honestly Rookie of the Year favorite Dyer here. Will both these teams be able to keep up on a big grapple shot maybe from Corey? No, won't quite connect. But another thing to look at, Jack on the Mercy loves playing in a very aggressive Mercy style. Sidon falling very low. But Hayden back on the Zenyatta has been playing a lot of Zenyatta this competitive season.
Yeah, and Zen's obviously extremely good in these situations, but you know who's also good? It's going to be Corey and Akua, who open up that fight with 2 big picks.
Yeah, the Zeniths are showing, listen, we could play poke too, as Akua and Corey both getting the picks on their perspective opposition here. Akua actually getting 3 that fight with Corey, with that big one opening it up. Jack will have that res onto Raspberry. Just saves a little bit of time here. I think Jack may be swapping. Yes, we'll swap over to Kiriko. Kevin looking for a grapple, won't quite find it. As the hands are forced very early by Dyer.
And we have a much different look now from the Numbys. Now it's Sidon on the Hanzo and Jack on the Kiriko. So they're more just going to take this ultimate sniper battle and see how it goes on either side. Sidon has taken this high ground though, and challenging Corey. Corey gets picked off though, and that's going to give Dyer so much space to work with.
Yeah, Kevin returns the favor that Corey gave to him a little bit earlier, finding him on the start of this engage. Dyer, like you said, now able to take so much space here after, again, kind of being pressured very hard by Nathan. There's a nice rock by him, but both Sigmas coming up on this flux. Both Hanzos coming up on this Dragon Strike in response as well. The window from Frosty as well as the lamp, just to make sure that people are staying nice and healthy. Dyer's forced to back off so aggressive here as the Dragon Arrow comes through. Won't quite connect by Akua as Sidon's in response, separating everyone. The Flux connects on Dyer and Sidon, both falling very low. Sidon will actually fall as Corey cleaning up finds Raspberry. And now Numbys forced to wipe here. Actually, Kevin with a nice ending pick will try to run away. Corey, ooh, not quite connecting there.
Yeah, Kevin with a nice shot and some fancy moves to get out with his life. And now the Numbys got to be pretty happy with that. They baited out a few ultimates. That's going to be Flux, that's going to be Window, and that's going to be Dragon Strike all used. And they can go hard here with the sights, identifying where every single player is. That's not just going to help Corey, that's not just going to help Kevin, that's going to help Sidon as well. But Corey is going to answer with the sights of his own. Now, both ults exchange.
Trying to poke around this corner here. Jack does use the rush. If they can force trans here before Dyer wants to use his Flux, that's so good. As Windows used by Raspberry just to keep the team alive. They definitely want Dyer pushing up so aggressive. Rock won't quite connect. Nathan is just able to stand here, just absorbing all this pressure. So well done. As Dyer can't really take these Ables on this pressure. The Flux comes through and the trans in response again. So well done by Hayden just to hold that. Nathan saying nice and healthy. Akua falling a little bit low, but Kevin and Sidon need to make a pick happen here as Rock comes through by Nathan. Akua following up will find Dyer. And again, now Numbys is just forced to back up as Kevin probably gets staggered here. And we're down to 30 seconds already.
Yeah, and because the Zealous Zeniths went first with their ultimates, they're going to have a couple built up. Frosty very close to the window, and Akua with the Dragon Strike, one of the best zoning ultimates, especially on the long angles of Circuit Royale. Sidon making a bit of a desperation swap over to the Genji, want to make sure that they have the touch. Kevin with a grapple shot doesn't find anything just yet, as they do begin to go in, but Corey's going to be the first one to get a pick. Dyer goes straight down.
And Jack will fall, Cal will fall. Again, Zeniths knew that they were coming to this map and they prepped. Very good hold. Nothing gained by the New Zealand Numbys.
Yeah, now if you're the Numbys, you got to be thinking they just basically lost the battle in what they're best in. Do you switch up the composition, go for something else, or stay with your tried and true? Buns Bronson drops the locked in chat. He was pretty locked in with those Zen orbs and shots, helping the entire team out in survivability through Dyer's flux in the most dire moments, as some may say.
Well, yeah, I think that was a big difference maker, honestly, in that fight, right? Having the Zenyatta just completely nullified Dyer's ultimate as Sigma, right? We saw that first fight win, because this has been a very slow map so far, in all honesty, right? The fights have either been decided by an early pick by either Corey or Kevin, or by ultimate usage, right? And since Nathan was able to win kind of that one first big fight by fluxing both Dyer and Sidon, there was no really support ults on the side of the Numbys that could keep both of them alive through that. So they were able to just steamroll, hold that position. And when Dyer tried to, essentially do the same thing, that Zenyatta difference really paid off, having that trans to be able to, obviously keep everyone up and alive through that fight.
But now Jack's going to be over onto the Zenyatta, and the New Zealand Numbys get to try their hand at this composition defensively. They asked for this map all basically season. Nobody wanted to give it to them, but now they have the chance. Now they have the opportunity to play it. Kevin and Sidon need to show up big in these moments.
You dare touch my property?
Oof! No way bigger the start than that with Kevin and Knight's headshot onto Buns Bronson. Both Sigma's shields falling very low. Kevin needs to be a little bit careful. Doesn't get dinged. Corey will finish up that kill. Both teams down one though, but spawn power is in favor of Buns Bronson. Corey with another pick onto Jack. And now down two. This is so tough for the Numbys to recover here. Both Sigmas using a rock, both connecting. Hands is forced by Dyer. And Dyer actually finds a Kua here. Sigma's shield is still up for Nathan, so space is being taken as Corey finds another one on Sidon. So Numbys in a 3v4 right now. Corey looking for more, won't quite connect. It's just Dyer able to having to hold this space, and it's gonna be so tough. You have to hold it here for 3 minutes. The rock connects on a Frosty, won't quite get the kill, does force the cooldowns, but you're coming up on ultimates for the side of the Zeniths. The rock connects. Dyer in trouble. They have to use the lamp. Hands are forced as well. Cal on the Tracer just to come in, get a touch. Looking for anything right now is Akua as well. Swapping on a Tracer. Looking for more. Kevin finds Nathan off a nice headshot. Dyer now has that ultimate build. Akua looking for more. Not quite able to connect. Both Tracers just feeling each other out. The rock is used. Will clear that lamp. And the Numbys, or excuse me, the Zeniths retreating, waiting for their tank to come back.
Yeah, and Dyer doing such a great job in that fight of just completely preventing Nathan from progressing. A bit early sights from Corey, wants to be able to find ahead, but the New Zealand Numbys realize how desperate this situation is. They're going to respect that completely. We do see Akua and Sidon both on these Tracer picks, though.
If Dyer fluxes early, this is so winnable. They don't know that Hayden doesn't have this flux yet. But the rock! Oh, that's so disastrous. And now the flux, or the trans is going to be built up by the time Dyer's back. So now that flux is going to lose so much value, as now it's just Cal on this point trying to hold it. The pulse bomb connects on a Raspberry, as well as Frosty. Corey falls to Kevin. It's still winnable for both these teams. The flux is used. This could be a Sig 9. The recall still in there by Cal. The trans, just to make sure everyone lives. Nathan does fall. It's both Tracers and Zenyatta's the only ones alive. Cal gets that first pick on the Buns Bronson. And the Numbys barely holding it together. And the trans still isn't built. Dyer needs to use this ultimate so early to not get it fully negated here.
And I don't even know if you can at this point. I mean, 98, 99 in the air, you might even be able to build it if you're Buns Bronson. You have the ability to use the trans, go in hard with that ability to negate it. But Raspberry sitting on this absolutely massive window. He has come up big in the moments when they need him most, and sitting way far back. He does not want to lose this ability, this lane.
Oh.
Corey's actually going to be the first one to find the pick. It's going to force Dyer's hand, force out the lamp from Raspberry, force a lot of utility. Kevin gets a pick in return, but the Transcendence is out.
Yeah, pulse bomb won't quite connect. The rock comes through onto Nathan, but Dyer's the one who falls. Akua there on the Tracer will fall to Jack. Jack with a big pick, but Bunch Bronson in return. It's the Baptiste and DPS line right now for the Numbys. Only alive on the point. Nathan has a hand to stay alive. Bunch Bronson finds one. Corey finds the other. Both trading out in their respective parts. It's just Cal fighting on this point. Raspberry forced to fall back. Dyer coming back on the desperation ball. They're trying to find Bunch Bronson. The lamp is used. Pulse bomb as well. Won't connect. And they C9!
No way.
The Zeniths, will end up winning that point. Oh, that was such a close, hard-fought map by both of those teams. But in the end, the picks came through. There was just so much more pressure on Dyer, it felt like. And again, it was just really well played by the Zeniths. They got those picks. Corey having honestly a master class performance on that Widowmaker, so big shout out to him on that map in particular. So now all tied up 2-2, as it will be the New Zealand Numbys pick. Or if you're the Numbys, where do you want to go? I believe it's push as a map type.
I don't even know if I'm the Numbys. I mean, push is characteristically, in my opinion, not their best map, and Zealous Zeniths, I mean, you have really so many compositions that work. You've effectively won the sniper battle now. So the New Zealand Numbys have to hit the drawing board, and they have to think up some really amazing choice. I mean, you have 3 different maps you can go to here. Off the top of my head, I'm not going to know all 3.
Esper, New Queen, and Colosseo.
Yeah, I think you got to go Colosseo. New Zealand Numbys have done a lot of practice on this map overall, and they're able to run Sidon on really whatever he wants to be. I mean, Sidon Cal, very, very talented on the Tracer, on long-range hit scans such as Echo, or players such as Sojourn as well. So I think that's got to be their choice here, and then allow Dyer to have the flexibility to swap around between the Sigma and the Ball, which he has been playing between throughout this whole tournament.
Honestly, if I'm the Numbys, here's what I'm going to change, right? You won the first 2 maps, and let's be honest, they were very close. They both came down to incredible single ult usage hero plays at the end of each of the maps, right? If I'm the Numbys, something needs to change, okay? We do have Centurion has to come back in. I believe we are going to Colosseo, by the way. I want to see them go back to their roots. I want to see Jack on the Mercy, has been playing it all season, playing it very well. I want to see Sidon on the Sojourn. Take these duels with Akua. Take these duels with Corey. Have faith in your teammates that they're going to win. I think they're stretching themselves too thin. The Numbys have not played ball, I don't think, ever in the rest of these series. And, you know, it's been fine, right? But I think a lot of that's just, they're, as we said before, and as we kind of saw in some of these other maps, it's been purely individualistic play. And I think at this point in the grand finals, you really, really need to dedicate a little bit more into that cohesion, slide into what you're comfortable with, and make it happen.
I 100% agree. And I think even Circle Royale, the last map, was extraordinarily close.
Mhm.
Like, that came down to the wire. I could have seen that going either way. I mean, New Zealand Numbys coming back with a touch last second. It's just an unfortunate C9, an unfortunate either miscommunication or just slip off the point just barely. So I don't think they're necessarily doing anything wrong as a whole. I think their ult usage can be a bit better. I think that their coordination can be a bit better, but they're still performing at an extraordinarily high level. I think they just have to find a solution as a team, and I think they have to, like you said, do what they're good at. And maybe that's something that the Zealous Zeniths aren't suspecting. Obviously, you have Centurion coming in. You have the ability to go Pharah choice. You have the ability to go a Genji choice as well. And maybe throw a loop at what the Zeniths have planned for.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the Numbys are ready, so I don't really want to send us off to a map break because I think we're just waiting on Zeniths. I don't know how long it's going to be. But yeah, I agree. I just want to see what the Numbys have been doing all season. They've been looking so good on it, right? The Zeniths are coming out swinging, and they're playing so well as a team, right? Again, I think a big part of that last map in particular was Corey was playing Corey was playing nuts. Like let's be realistic here. But again, I think just that support around Nathan as well, with Hayden again on that Zenyatta, was looking very well, very strong. And we will I believe Sent has to come in.
Yeah, Sent does have to come in just because of the overall timing of everything. He has only played one map, so he's gonna need to go in for the 5th map, and yeah. Wait, does he? I don't know. They're having a discussion about it right now, and I sort of see the value in. Yeah, I sort of see the value in the comparison. Do we have like an official like ruling on
I don't
grand
think it was put in the rule.
finals?
So right now there is a discussion going on over
Mhm.
whether Set needs to come in or not. I think the ruling is currently that because it's on a map 5, Set needs to come in for equal time. But the Numbys are on the stance of it's 2-2, which means there's at least 2 more maps, which means
he'll get equal playtime no matter what.
correct, assuming he comes
Technically?
in. If they, they're basically saying he'll come in next 2 no matter what, or next 1 no matter what.
Yep. Which would, I believe, still be the characteristic balance playtime.
Yes.
Not sure if you can do that though, just because of the ordering that, just because of the ordering that has already been established. There'd have to be like a grand finals clause, you know. I don't know. I'm not the rulebook expert guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just.
I don't think anyone is the rulebook expert guy right now in what's going on. So let's keep talking about the game, because I don't know what's going on. So yeah. We do see the setup for the Zeniths. We do have Nathan in on tank. They're running the same thing that they ran their last map, which is a little bit surprising. I was kind of expecting to see BOON1E come in here on Colosseo, run the Ramatra, but I think what this means is we will probably see. Okay, they are figuring it out still, but my guess is if Nathan stays in tank, and again, Numbys, if you're here, you have to cover your ears and go na 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 na. If Nathan stays in on tank, I believe that means Junker Queen. Could also pull out the Ramatra, but I think that they are going to.
We're reading the chat right now just because of the
sorry,
fact that
sorry.
they're
I just
having
gave
this
that
big
12-yard stare.
discussion of the ruling. The official thing is, I would request he would play this next map, but it is not technically enforced by the rule book. Because
it wouldn't be
been specified in the rule book.
We have servers crashing, C9s, rule book shenaniganery going on, fellas. It's an Aurora Grand Finals. Lock in. We're here all night, baby. Woo!
This probably might be. You never know. Is there a way that Colosseo ties? There's gotta be, right? Technically.
It technically can, but it's if no one touches the robot. Which
honestly, that's what I'm predicting right now. Give me a 4-2-1 prediction instead. Give me the 1 extra tie,
Yeah, so it looks like Kevin will actually be staying in, according to some of the following discussion I'm seeing. Again, the argument from Numbys is Sent will come in no matter what next map, win or lose, because there is guaranteed to be another map after this one, right, is their argument. So what they're saying is Kevin wants to play Colosseo, and Kevin wanted to play Circuit, so they're keeping Kevin in for these 2, right? And so then Centurion will come in the following map to guarantee that he gets his 2 maps in for the series. And then depending on, if there's another one after that, who knows what the rules are going to be, and we might get blown up and everyone smiles and thumbs up.
And just for context on that, the next map, well, it is going to go to map 6. So the next map is going to be a control map picked by the loser of Colosseo here. So that's why they want Centurion to be in on that map, because statistically, since been going in, he's been in their control map, 3rd map in the normal season type player. So that is why they specifically want Kevin in on this, because that's what they've scrimmed, that's what they've practiced. Colosseo usually a leading map where Kevin usually goes in.
Correct. So on the official admin statement, I have it here in my notes. Technically, there are no rules for Grands playtime like regular season maps. For example, the must-play 2 maps in the first 4 maps. So pretty much they're requesting that Cent were to play this map, but he does not technically have to according to the rulebook. They will force Cent to play the maps after this one if he doesn't play this one, which it looks like is the case. As we will see the Cowboy comp coming in from the Numbys, and again we see that Queen, we see that Genji, see that Sojourn coming in from the side of the Zeniths.
Yeah, it's all going to be a question of survivability for Sidon and Kevin here. Obviously, you have a very versatile backline with Jack on the Moira and Raspberry on the Lucio, but going into Akua and Nathan, this rush composition that is so good at engaging on teams of the entire season. Kevin and Sidon have to be extraordinarily careful, but right now it's care from both teams. No team wants to be the first team to step out of place because they don't want to have anything cost. I mean, Robot hasn't moved yet, and we might be seeing this draw that I was talking about before.
I don't think so. Corey does have a rail shot, looking for Jack. Is Jack playing very aggressive still, as his style. Akua on a very nice off angle, looking for Raspberry. Raspberry needs to be careful. They're pouncing on Raspberry. Can they find this pick? Raspberry falling low, but they get Jack first. Jack is now the first one to fall. Sidon and Raspberry falling very low as well. Sidon staying alive, just barely staying behind their tank to keep themselves in the fight. Nathan trying to walk forward, but Akua looking for the pounce, looking for Kevin, looking for anybody. Akua set up so well here as the Zeniths are still just walking forward, pressuring so hard. Nathan will find Dyer. Akua finding Kevin in the backline, and it's just Corey and Akua now bullying Sidon, getting that pick. Jack now alone here on this point, and I think something needs to change, Numbys. Yeah, we do see Sidon going over onto that Sojourn.
They're sending Sidon on over to the Sojourn. That's going to be a little bit more spammy pressure. Hopefully going to be able to mirror Corey a bit better in this composition. But Akua already has that Dragon Blade. Probably wants to use it early here, but Jack's going to be in with the Coalescence as well. Sidon's going to be the first one to get the pick.
Both beats come through the blade from Akua. The Junker Queen only connects on Raspberry and Jack, but Raspberry falling very low. But Cal with the first pick on a bunch of Bronson. Jack does fall to Corey. But both teams still, anyone's game. It is currently a 4v3 here. Kevin finds Corey. And now it is just Akua on this point, as it will now be under the control of the New Zealand Numbys. But again, you know, a good recontest from them. They force out the Queen ult, they force out the Blade, they force out the beat, and the rush from the side of the Zeniths to Corey's overclock to not let this snowball real heavy here for the Numbys.
Yeah, you're looking at Corey with the big overclock here, but you have Dyer and Kevin with 2 massive ultimates as well. The New Zealand Numbys have the ult bank advantage, and they do not want to let this up in the slightest. Sidon holding the rail charge. Corey holding the overclock. See who strikes first. But it's actually made Nathan with a massive knife.
Bob comes through by Kevin. Is coming in. They're trying to make this fight winnable. Corey has a rail if the team isn't careful. And Akua is just in the back, finds Kevin. Dyer commits the ultimate. They find Frosty. They find Nathan. They find Buns Bronson. This is once again, it's such a scrappy fight. This individualistic play of the Numbys coming through here. Corey actually holds the ult, still has it here, but it's just Jack and Dyer here on this payload. It's now Akua going deep. Fade is forced. Now the Numbys have to back off.
I like that decision by the Numbys. They're showing a lot of respect here on their side. They don't want to go into any fights where they have the disadvantage. They don't want to waste any time. This isn't a control or a flashpoint point. They can't go in one by one just to stall it out. They need to fight as a team, and that's what they're doing right here, right now, as Dyer takes the advantageous position near this point.
Akua's so low. And a nice stun on the Corey. Corey pops the overclock, but that's such a risky overclock. Cal popping his in response. The spear will actually not connect there, but a nice knife pulls the Coalescence out. So now Jack not able to do as much as he would like to there. Raspberry did build up another beat. The blade out from Akua, but the beat doesn't find anyone. But Kevin just shuts it down. Kevin with a nice shot into Akua. So now you get both the DPS ults here from the Zeniths, forced to retreat. Corey has a rail. They need to respect it. But again, Numbys able to hold so aggressive here now with this bot priority.
Yeah, and they're set up in such a good spot. Dynamite unfortunately misses in that situation. Zeniths trying to go over the top, and they're going to rush into them. But the Numbys are looking to get out.
Yeah, Akua's in there, has to use the deflect to stay alive, and they get Jack on the back off. So again, Numbys with a great push, but as they're running away, Jack will fall. So now they definitely have to try to get out, and this can be very punishable if the Numbys aren't careful. I'm specifically looking at Raz. Raz needs to be a little bit careful if you're playing very deep, as Kevin gets knifed in as well. So now everyone is back. Kevin a little bit low, but Buns Bronson has this beat, and Nathan has this Junker Queen ult. Suzu's forced very early as the Junker Queen ult comes through, connects on everyone but Raspberry. It's so big. Kevin will fall. The Dyer uses the ultimate, side-on falls in the back line. Jack is very low. Dyer was the only one now fighting on this point. Akua finds Raspberry. And again, that's so disastrous for the Numbys using ultimates there, as Butt Scratch will be triggered by the Zeniths.
And now Zeniths have their closer respawns, have a decent position, but the Numbys are back already. And I think they found Akua on an awkward off angle. Jack looking to track that down, but doesn't find anything just yet. Dyer coming in from the top side, looking to poke out however he can. Sidon, on the other hand, marking. Jack with the early coalescence here, but the beat from Buns Bronson is going to completely negate it. Akua still has the abilities, but Bob goes in. Blade from Akua, trying to find the backline, gets a double slash. That's going to be Kevin and Sidon, but Kevin with the Bob gets the kill after death, and Kevin's Bob, it finds 4. Can it get the 5th? No ace, but Buns Bronson gets shut down anyways.
Well, you know, Kevin got his forced blade, got the picks on Bob. I don't know, his Bobs have been incredible today, but we do see overclock and beat on the side of the Numbys. No ults built up yet for the Zeniths, but they're very close to an overclock and a rush of their own. This I think is the deciding fight. 3 minutes left. If the Numbys can get butt scratch here, it's still a very winnable game for them. But if the Zeniths hold, it's going to be so tough. The rush is used in the overclock as well by Corey, trying to find the in response by Cal. Jack is the first to fall by Akua. Nothing is found by either of these overclocks. Buns Bronson falling very low. Will he get punished? No, he is alive. Frosty's there with the Suzu. Corey finds Sidon. Nathan falls to Raspberry. Now the Zeniths are down their tank, but Akua still in this backline, getting so much pressure here. Jack is there, forces the dash out. Akua will fall. And now those are the ults cleared for these teams. Nathan now the only one has this Junker Queen ult, was massive last time, got 4, and it's going to be up to Raspberry if they can beat it. If Akua has their dive target, if they find Raspberry at the start of this fight, this should be a one fight for the Zeniths.
And Dyer with his ultimate as well. Assuming the Zeniths have been tracking that throughout the entire time, they know exactly what the Numbys have. The Numbys with, again, very, very slow pace here. They want to let the Zeniths slip out of position. Akua just taking this high ground positioning. Dyer's trying to spam it out, but isn't able to find anything just yet, as the Numbys do manage to back up.
Queen ult comes through. The beat connects, the beat lands. It does save everyone. Dyer uses the ult, won't quite find anyone, but Akua falling very low. Buns Bronson so low. If they find Buns Bronson, that's no beat in this fight. But Akua falls half HP. Raspberry falling low as well. Jack using the coalescence to keep everyone alive, trying to find Nathan. Nathan will fall as a result. Buns Bronson does still have this beat. It's a 4 versus 5 in favor of the Numbys, but Akua has Blade. Buns Bronson has beat. Corey's so close on this overclock. It's so winnable for either team. It's so split. Akua goes in. They find Jack. They find Dyer. The Bob is used by Kevin on point. They find Akua. They find Frosty, but it's just Raspberry and Bob.
But the Bobs haven't been able to put in work throughout this entire match. I don't think it's going to get its 7th kill of the match, but very, very close to that just now. But the real downside of that for the New Zealand Numbys, they used 4 ultimates in that fight. compared to the Zealous Zeniths, who used only one. It was Nathan's Rampage. So trading 4 for 1 is absolutely massive, especially if you're in the position of the Zeniths. You have the lead. Rush used early. They know they have the ult advantage, and they're going to push onto that. They're going to push onto Jack. Finds Raspberry. That's the entire support line of the New Zealand Numbys completely shut down. Dire and Sidon just trying to back up, but Dire gets caught out. Sidon now onto the Genji. Has almost built up this blade.
Yeah, and again, it's excellent ult usage from the side.
Kevin's in such a bad spot right now.
And yeah, Kevin needs to be so careful. But actually finds Corey. 1 HP in a dream. This is contestable for the Zeniths, but the blade comes out from Akua. There's nothing that can really keep everyone alive as they just pounce on Raspberry. Raspberry will fall. Cal as well, falling to Nathan. The beat to secure it by Buns Bronson. As 8 seconds left, it looks like the Zeniths will take this push map as we head. Well, okay, I jinxed it before. I won't jinx it again. Jack is still alive, but no. The Zeniths do take this push map, taking us to a map 6. It is currently 3-2 in favor of the Zeniths. Don't go anywhere. This is an exciting game.
And we're not going to go anywhere. I mean, that was absolutely insane. The DPS of the Zealous Zeniths showing up absolutely astronomical here. You can see the play of the game by Akua doing such a good job of shutting down the entire team. Gets a 2-piece with that blade, which is absolutely massive. Don't talk about what happened after that. Bob got 4, but yeah. Incredible
again,
for the Zealous Zeniths.
I hate to stress it too much, right? Because anyone's gonna watch back this VOD and they're gonna see it and they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's picking on him." I'm not picking on you, Numbys, I promise. But you need the ult coherently, and that really is the difference maker in so many of these fights. Is they're just going one at a time. They're playing for picks. They're not playing for wins. And I really need to see that swap come through. Otherwise, I think we're going to see a 4-2 victory for the Zeniths as we head into the final map point being control.
Yeah, but they do have a Centurion in, and they do have their map pick on control. You might be thinking this is going to go Li Jiang. I honestly don't know. I think I would go Li Jiang here if I'm the New Zealand Numbys. They have a lot of experience on that map. I know off the books, Jack and Sent were warming up on Li Jiang. They booped me off the map like 20 times. So, I mean, we're looking for it here from either Raspberry or Jack, whoever's the Lucio player of the team. But yeah, the map pick is going over to Li Jiang Tower, but Zealous Zeniths also characteristically very, very good on their control maps, especially Li Jiang. I think we're going to have an absolutely amazing 6th map while the Zealous Zeniths are threatening match point.
All right, my PayPal is open. BOON1E on Ryan. Okay, sorry, I just had to say it once. Yeah, we will see.
Do they have to put BOON1E in here or not? I don't think they do.
They do not have to.
They do not have to. Okay, cool.
My guess is they will probably keep Nathan in. It's won the last 3 maps. Again, no discredit to BOON1E. I think BOON1E has had it.
Last two maps. Yeah.
Oh, last 2 maps. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. You're right. BOON1E did get Numbys. But again, that's no disrespect to BOON1E because I think BOON1E's been playing very well today. Again, I think those first 2 map losses are that was crazy. I think those were both just like kind of miracle ults towards the end. But again, obviously both teams still playing very well. We are at map 6 of the night of a potential 7. So we could still go one more. It is Numbys map pick. And as always, you know, you like having that map preference. It's stuff that you practice, stuff that you do. And we will see Centurion coming in on this map as stated by the whole debacle last map. But yeah. What do you want to see, War?
Honestly, first off, I want to see, are they actually going to keep Nathan in? Because I feel like there is an argument to put BOON1E in for the Zealous Zeniths. I mean, Nathan obviously a great tank, but the Zealous Zeniths have played more BOON1E on Li Jiang than Nathan on Li Jiang from at least their last few maps. BOON1E's usually the one going in on the 3rd, and usually the one to round out their 3-0 sweeps that they've had throughout the season. But you could go either way. What I want to see most is this coordination from the New Zealand Numbys. I felt like we were getting the start of it. The New Zealand Numbys had so many good awareness plays where they're just like backing up at the right time, but the ult use was just a bit out of sync. I think that's the only thing that lost them Colosseo, which again, was a very close map. Usually we're seeing teams get up to 100 meters on push maps, but they're just going back and forth throughout the entire time. And if there's anybody who can show up in the most fleeting of moments, it's going to be the New Zealand Numbys. They've given us a rather shocking performance throughout the entire playoffs, going 3-2 in every single map against the Gangsta Turrets and against the Gatos. So I wouldn't be surprised if the New Zealand Numbys can turn this around into an amazing team of the Zealous Zeniths.
Yeah, well, we're seeing why both these teams are here, right? They're both playing so well, both with incredible plays, incredible teamwork and consistency and everything like that. So, you know, you almost want to see it go to a map 7, but I'm also very tired. So I'm cheering for both teams here, because either way, I'm excited. I think you can hear I'm losing my voice a little bit, but the Numbys are ready. So we're just waiting on Zeniths here. As I do think you're right. I think Nathan will be staying in, and I think part of that is, again, Nathan plays the Junker Queen, which I think very nice on Li Zhang. BOON1E as well. Nice. Again, very, very strong on that. Ramatra, if we do see him come in, but we will see what everyone decides as we head into our map 6.
Lijiang Tower, map number 6. This is the opportunity for the Zealous Zeniths to clinch Aurora Esports history, become the 4th winners of the Aurora Esports seasons. We'll have to wait and see if they're able to do it, or if the New Zealand Numbys have anything to say about it. Obviously, we got Centurion in on this map. We're starting off, seeing the initial compositions, and on both sides, looking at the potential starting Symmetra could be for initial TP out of spawn, but could also stick it, because this point heavily favors Symmetra with the TP into window.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if both these teams decide to stick it here. I think if either of them were to swap, I would see Akua swapping. Again, usually playing like a Genji type of character here, trying to go on those off angles, but we could see the stick. I would not be surprised if they both move. And yeah, we do see Akua swapping over onto that Echo, but Sidon sticking onto that Symmetra.
Yeah, and the Echo's going to be extremely difficult to deal with if you're the team of the New Zealand Numbys. You sort of don't really have anything to counteract that. No real hit scans that you can use. You're going to be forced to brawl on this point with Nuttyr on the Ramatra, something we haven't seen throughout the season, but something that can come in absolutely massive if I know Nuttyr. Nemesis form active on the point, looking for whatever space they can get, and that space is going to be the entire objective, but no picks garnered thus far. You still have Akua on the backline playing around the mini, being an absolute nuisance to the Numbys, shutting down the turrets that Sidon put up almost instantly. And with his help and Nathan's, they go in, they find Centurion for the first pick, and a lot of the members of the Numbys drop dangerously low. Corey finds one, Akua finds one, and it looks like the Zealous Zeniths are going to be the one who flip the point and win out that first fight.
The Zeniths are just playing so patient. They know how the Numbys like to play. They're waiting for either Jack or Raspberry to make one misstep, go a little bit too aggressive, and then punish that instantly. We saw Akua on an incredible off angle that entire time, just waiting. And then as soon as Jack used that fade after getting a little bit too deep, trying to get a little bit more damage, they punish that instantly as Corey with a very nice headshot at the start. Boogers do come through from Akua. They're trying to find more. The wall from Centurion maybe keeping everyone alive, but everyone just goes around the wall in some way or another with this team comp. And it does force the Nemesis form as Bun Bronson will find Jack once again. Now it's a 3v5. Akua going very aggressive. Does get walled off. Needs to be a little bit careful. Can they punish it? No, not quite. Is able to stay alive. Still has to duplicate if needed. As Nemesis form still popped by Nuttyr. And Numbys slowly trying to recuperate, opting to potentially go long here. Get these off angles. Try to play for your Cassidy. Get these picks. But you're running into 5 ultimates on the side of the Zeniths.
Yeah, 5 ultimates. First ones are going to be coming through. That's going to be a rush into a beat. Annihilation's online as well. But it's going to be the feed all lighting up in the Zealous Zeniths' favor. So many ults utilized on both sides. But it's going to be Nathan and Corey who are picking up these kills, eliminating the entire team. Raspberry and Jack fall, and they take a clean fight wipe there. And they still hold on to 2 crucial ultimates. They still have the High Noon and the Kitsune Rush from Corey and Frosty respectively. Set needs to hit an absolutely massive Blizzard if the New Zealand Numbys want to keep their dreams alive.
Yeah, I mean, granted, this is one of 3 maps, but 80% in ticking, this is not the position you want to be if you're the Numbys. This rush is committed by Frosty. They're trying to find anything, but Akua still on this off angle will just pick Nuttyr apart. The high noon as well by Corey will find Centurion. It's just Jack alive and Cal on this point trying to fight here, but both of them are just instantly picked off, and this will be a first point win in favor of the Zeniths. And again, they're just playing this so well, so patiently, so well. They're forcing the mistakes from the Numbys first.
Yeah, and that entire game, that entire map was Zealous Zeniths favored. You could just see it in the feed. You could see it in the way they play. They feel confident. The momentum's in their favor. I felt like throughout that map, the New Zealand Numbys doing something that they have a bit less experience with. So maybe swapping over onto the Junker Queen will be a bit more conducive for them here. A bit more of a mirror composition as Sidon mirroring the Cassidy. No, actually switching on to the Sojourn. So we'll see how this fares for both teams as Zealous Zeniths one map away from claiming victory.
Yeah, we do see that swap over to the Sojourn as well as Centurion opting to play against you. They're trying to play more aggressive here. Just trying to find these picks before they come out. Corey with a nice early mag grenade forces the reposition of Nuttyr. And yeah, it's just so tough. The Numbys are now facing into this high ground. They have the point control, but they're trying to find anything. But everyone is so mobile on the side of the Zeniths, and it's just everyone is playing in different spots right now on the Numbys, trying to play into this chaos as Nuttyr is the first one to fall.
Yeah, Nuttyr went straight in there and took so much damage just trying to contest the backline of the Zealous Zeniths. It's going to end up with the point flipping in the favor of the Zeniths. Some very good positioning. But New Zealand Numbys are going to have a recontest here. They only lost one single person, which was Nuttyr, so they can go back into this fight fairly quickly. I want to see them try and contest this white room from the New Zealand from the Zealous Zeniths. Otherwise, not really sure how they will approach this fight.
Yeah, coming in now. Both queens kind of in a standoff. Zakua is once again just in the back line looking for these picks. Separating the tank from their front line is Sidon now the first one to fall off, a nice debuff by Nathan. And now once again you're facing a 4v5 situation as the point keeps ticking off. The Numbys need to reset here. And this is the hardest part of Overwatch right now. When you're down the series, you're down on the point. It's so easy to give up hope here and just kind of again run down and make those mistakes easier. The Numbys really need to lock in as a team, play together, and not just go for these hero plays. They need to have the belief they're the better team and play together here as they walk in on what could be one of the last fights for them this series.
Both rushes exchanged on either side. A high noon from Corey, looking for whatever he can find, but doesn't click any heads there. It's going to be a Akua who shuts down Sidon. A B comes in from Raspberry to keep the 4 members of the Numbys still alive, still fighting. Eventually their last chance, but a big axe is going to be able to chop down Nuttyr. As Nathan pushes forward, Nathan shuts down Jack as well. It's Centurion on the point, but he falls, and I think they realized they didn't get the team kill. Raspberry still lurking around somewhere. He's off to the side, being a last hope touch for the New Zealand Numbys in the final fleeting moments.
Yeah, and it's again, I was just saying, maybe not needing a hero play, but now you do need this hero play. The overclock comes through from Sidon. The touches do come through. The blade immediately by Akua. Both blades now forced. The beat is there from Buns Bronson. Centurion does get Frosty and Nuttyr gets Akua, but the Numbys are all dead. It's just up to Jack the Captain left standing on the point. And ladies and gentlemen, your Season 4 Aurora champions will be the Zealous. I can't say the name. War, can you please say the name?
The Zealous Zeniths take home the Season 4 of Aurora Esports. Big congratulations to all of these players, and I think that was a outcome that we weren't expecting on the desk. Me and you definitely weren't expecting that, but they showed up massive when it mattered most. This entire team was firing on all cylinders today. You can even see it with the play of the games. Corey hitting all the shots he needs to close out the series. So a big congratulations to Nathan, Akua, Corey, Buns Bronson, Frosty, and BOON1E for taking home the championship, the BOON1E Bowl, and the Season 4 of Aurora Esports.
Yeah, like you said, just incredible gameplay by the Zeniths. They looked so well as a team. They locked in, they played well, played their best, and came home with the rings. So the Numbys, I think you can still stand proud. You had an incredible season. Your first loss was in the finals. I think you're okay with that. You had again great season. I think everyone can be proud on both these teams on these showings. So with that, I think that does it for us on the casting booth. I've been FlamboJambo, joined with the incredible War. Thank you again, War, so much for being here, and everybody here being so late as we do send it back to our desk for a final wrap up, Grand Finals MVP nominations, all the awesome things. Don't go anywhere. Good night.
What's
back.
going on,
Let's
Aurora
go.
gamers? We're back with the post-game desk. I'm
What?
Elok eating chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, I
And-
didn't even know Domino's had Alfredo. I'll take your word that it's good.
35% off. There's no
Okay.
audio, by the way.
What do you mean? Can they not hear me? Is that the issue?
Riddle didn't have the audio enabled, so.
They can hear. They can hear.
But
Okay.
I had the stream unmuted and I couldn't hear. What the heck?
I heard it.
Okay.
Your ears don't work, I think.
I gotta put
Cool.
on my listening ears.
Anyway, 4-2. I got it right. I haven't watched any of this season, but I felt it. I'm like, you know what? Akua will win. And then he did.
That's
Good
why
job,
you won,
Randy.
'cause you haven't watched the rest of the season.
Yeah, I decided, Season 4 Oracle powers activate. Yeah, the Zeniths will win.
Mm-hmm.
No, Fred. But yeah,
So wait,
this
are we
is
doing
an,
MVP of the match? Is that us? Oh.
Yes.
I believe we all know who it is. Say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Akua.
BOON1E.
2 versus 1. MVP Akua. Unless it is actually BOON1E. I forgot who
BOON1E.
I'm pretty sure we said it was going to be Akua ahead of time. I mean, no, definitely not ahead of time. We all decided as we were talking. This is not scripted.
Aurora scripted?
Nope, not scripted.
Question mark, exclamation point, semicolon?
Why semicolon?
For dramatic effect.
Alright, we're dragging him in. Randy, you did it!
I did it.
We're proud of you.
Win, right?
Yep, first one.
First win and first Grand Finals MVP award. You are our
fucking
player of
go.
the match. How does it feel to get over the hump?
Feels pretty good. Really good. Proud of myself.
Wow.
You did it. As
You're the
captain, no
captain.
less.
You're supposed to be saying, I'm proud
I
of my
mean,
team.
You got to be
Yeah.
like, I'm proud of my team. They carried me, right? That's why. That's why you're the MVP.
Oh yeah, Corey popped the fuck off. Everyone popped the fuck off.
Especially BOON1E. I voted BOON1E for
Yeah, BOON1E.
MVP. But
I
they
would have
beat
had
me.
Frosty because just of how hard he support diffed, but that would have led to a 3-way tie. So I swapped it to you.
Fucking go.
What? So let me ask. What changed that last map? Those last two maps, I feel like you guys really turned it up a notch.
Pretty much
Did you
after
guys change? Did you guys change the game plan a little bit, or what happened there?
They're fueled by rage.
I don't know. Like
besides
Corey
the
was
rage.
just getting like first picks like left and right.
Yeah, I know.
Corey
I noticed
was
that for sure.
Actually getting
He
like
definitely
first
turned
pick
it
like
up.
every fight.
Corey just hit the go sauce and just started going off. Is what you're saying? Is
Yes,
definitely a winning factor.
Now, the biggest question, Akua, is ready? 3, 2, 1. Did you have fun?
Oh.
Yeah, I had fun.
That's
Let's
good to hear.
go. And I believe it's after this. we have an announcement of an
Well,
announcement.
we'll
of an
get to that. We'll get to
announcement?
that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
We got Akua here first.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, do we really care? He didn't join my OWCS team.
Ooh, that is
I've
true.
lost respect.
Ooh.
He
You left
decided-
Blight. I lost respect.
I had.
That's
Ooh.
also
Dude,
true.
I made it so we couldn't scrim. Because I was
Actually,
fudging
we all
at
couldn't
collegiate
scrim,
5 days
so-
a week.
No, yeah.
Actually, I
Yeah.
had collegiate 6 days a
We
week.
still didn't even scrim after. So
Mm-hmm.
unlucky.
Well, yeah, great job, Akua. You did it. A winner is you.
So are you gonna make some shit posting? Like call out the other team, yell at them for anything? Anything like that? Any drama? Are we gonna have any drama?
Probably not. Because they already had it rough. Because I know a lot of them didn't want to play at this time. So
You could make a Twitter account like the Ritu Raccoons.
Yeah, but you can
Went
actually
pretty
just
well
do
for
it
them after that.
after. Yeah. You guys already won, so you're safe.
Yeah, you can't get hit with an 0-5 streak after doing it, so you're good to go on that
Mhm.
front.
They actually carry over to next season.
Ooh,
Yeah, I just.
you know
saw
what? It's
that
worth.
good.
It's worth. It's worth.
I hope
You know-
that with. Oh, sorry. You were saying
Looking at the your team also, Nathan and Corey just became the first players to win 3 championships in the league.
they
Yeah,
pulled
that's
off
actually
the
wild.
three-peat.
I guess you
Also,
just gotta draft people that win.
BOON1E has now won his first time winning it since season 1. It took him 9 seasons, but he
Season-
managed to get back on top.
Season 1 of
Or season 2, my bad. Took him 9
there's a
seasons, but he got there.
clarification though. Season 2 of Go for Watch League, right?
Yes.
So 3 years
Or
ago?
8 more seasons.
Last
Also-
year
He
he was
was-
grand
yeah.
finals too.
Also, a quick shout out to Camden/Frosty's project mates. They're grinding the project out right now while he was gaming. He was locked in.
Did they know that he was gaming and that's why he couldn't do
Yeah.
it? Okay. So they accepted that as a valid excuse.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sure. I'm
You
sure.
tell
they
him, hey,
are.
I got an Overwatch tournament finals to win.
Yeah.
This is for big prize money.
You know, it was
Did you not
looking for a second there, like we were finally gonna see a game 7, but I think that'll have to wait.
Did you guys know that last season, the winners of the league, whoever it was, had the option of getting $20? At the beginning of the season, I said I'd give $20 to whichever team won, but they had to DM me after they won.
Vind missed
What
his
if they DM
opportunity.
you now? Is it too late?
Yeah, it's too late.
Wow. Did you make
Get
sure
everybody
Zeniths
$4
knew that on your team this season? Every time you talked to him?
No,
But he
I
missed
never
out?
talked to him.
Oh.
I ignored him. He was in the corner.
You know what? That's fair. I think
He's in
that's
the
How
a
dare you
shade.
do that to Zainu Baba?
He
that's a good
deserved
way to
it.
treat him.
What did he do to deserve that?
So during one of our matches, we were playing, right? We went to Samoa, and he had visited Yak's house, so he's at Yak's house, and then he hopped on the Genji for a map, and then we lost that map, and then lost that whole thing, and nearly lost the series.
Zainu, why would you do that? That does sound like something Zainu would do, 100%.
The Zainu Genji lost it for us.
Yeah, Zainu, you are not super yet.
All right. Does anybody have any more questions for Mr. Akua, or can we move on to El Clasico?
No, I don't like El Clasico. I think we skip it. We
What is
should
El
set a
Clasico?
tradition of skipping it just for grand finals.
What is
Let's
El
be the
Clasico?
trendsetters.
Someone explain.
I'll ask El Clasico. That'll explain it.
No. I think we set a trend of never asking for grand finals. Right here, right now. We'll start it.
I think I'm not getting
Let's do it.
invited back to cast if I do that.
No, I'm doing it. Kick. Riddle, kick him out of the channel. Kick Randy.
No.
Is he the no?
That is abuse.
Anyway.
All
I
right.
think there is.
Well, with that, we just have one more thing.
I think there are 2 more things, but Your one thing is more important. I'm ad-libbing something.
We
here.
have
I'm back.
No.
no way. Who let
No.
him in?
Okay, just
Yeah, what
add,
did I
do the
say?
announcement. Do the announcement.
Okay, so we here at Aurora have been working
Hey
on a
Randy, if you
project.
could win Grand Finals MVP, who'd you give it to and
No,
why?
no,
Thanks.
no. La 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 la.
Corey.
Oh,
We
He
all
said
know I was
Corey.
gonna
just
say
Oh,
Corey.
responded.
dang.
You could just
Chloe,
ego
your
them.
plan is destroyed. He answered the question. It's over.
Dude, this is why BOON1E. Never mind.
Oh, that was El Clasico.
You'll have to wait till next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Okay,
season I'll be back.
I will be
Mark
back
my
next
word.
season.
Moving on to
plan
the
on doing
announcement.
So we've got a project in the works. There will be an announcement for an announcement. And this announcement is announcing that announcement for the announcement.
Soon.
So this is coming soon, yeah. So don't worry. So there will be an announcement about the announcement coming up. So we're announcing that now, just so everybody's aware.
Soon.
This is the announcement for the announcement that will be for
Of
the announcement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Glad we're clear on that.
Yep, definitely. And then
Okay.
I was going to say as well, I plan on, I don't know if people have noted, I've heard about Gigantic coming back. It is a team-based game. I
It's
plan on running,
$20.
shush. I plan on running a pug of it, not a full league, because I don't have the time to organize that. If anyone's interested in it, I'll set out an announcement like a week before Gigantic comes out in like late April. I'm down to play with anybody.
Anyways.
Anyways,
We here at Aurora Esports Minnesota would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and good night.
and a Happy New Year. We'll see y'all for Easter.